Oh, hello everyone. Is everybody all right? Good. Welcome to Sabotage the DM for What Would More Rats Oshi's Revenge. This is the one of our two side quests that are running on at the moment. This and of course Cinder Waste, which will be returning next week. I'm really glad that everybody can be here today. As the chat is nice and busy. There's some people we haven't seen for a very long time. I would like to say a special hello to High Five Dogs. Very good to see you. When was the last time we saw you? Was it? Must have been October. No, it must have been before that. Must have been in the summer sometime, I think. That was the last time we saw you. So that's good to see you. And of course with Panda Gamer. Stuart's here, lovely, and our wonderful modder GP Daz as well, sending all the love to you, my friends. Very glad that you're here and helping us out. Thank you very much. So it's been an interesting week, hasn't it, everybody? Yeah. Wow. Well. But I'm glad that we're all kind of safe. I hope we all are safe and we're all at home and we're all enjoying ourselves. And now we're gonna crack on and play. Oh, Jess Lawler's here. Hello, mate. I gave you a little sub earlier. Forgot about that. Little master roll there, and he's happened to get it. So hello. If you are watching this on Facebook, do give us a lovely little like on our Facebook page. Appreciate that. Or even pop over to Twitch and say hi and enjoy joining in with the fun. If you're watching this on YouTube as well, you can give us a subscribe, or if you can give us a like on the video and a little comment, that would be fantastic. It does come through, I believe, on the chat, so that would be very nice. If you are here on Twitch, you guys are lucky because you get to mess around with the game today. So, of course, use your channel points, give these guys some advantage, and mess about with me, give them some health potions, give them random potions, random encounters, and, of course, if you're really so inclined, you can use that deck of many things as well if you'd like to. Good. I think that's all the advert stuff out of the way. So let's crack on and see how these wonderful people are. Do tell me in the chat how you're doing today. It'd be lovely to see how you're getting on. Tell me your favourite thing that you've eaten this week, and we'll hop round with the rest of the crew and see how they're doing. So let's get a start with two people. Actually, I haven't seen most of you. I saw Dan last week, wasn't it? Yeah. So the other three of you I haven't seen. So Dan, you're gonna have to wait till last because I saw you last time. All right. Is that all right?
I think
I saw you last week as well, Jay. You've just forgotten that.
Oh my god, yeah.
At the same time.
I was talking about on the stream. That's what I was doing.
Sure.
Good save there. Great save. No one noticed a thing.
Literally, you can feel the heat coming off my forehead as I've gone completely crimson. So, well, all right then, fine. Laura, how you doing, mate?
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm a little bit sick. Other than that, I'm good. Life's fine. There's not that much to report, really.
Okay.
I had a lovely time last week at the previews to to our friend's show where I saw you, Joe.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we all went to see Follow Me. It's awesome. Y'all should go. It's
It's
a funny, spooky ghost show.
Exactly. I think it's the 26th, I think, isn't it? They close.
Sure.
I think it was 10 days from the 16th, so I'm going to go with that. So, yeah.
Cool. So go like now.
Yeah, go now. Yeah, really, really funny show. I really enjoyed it. I think it's that thing of it toes the line of serious and funny like Ghostbusters, and I really enjoyed it. So
Yes.
do pop along and see that. If we've got a link somewhere, I'm sure we'll put it on in a sec. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm glad you're okay and you're all safe, and that's good. Okay, you didn't see any bins fly past your window or anything like that at all?
I walked down the street and there were a lot of bins like on cars, but I didn't see any actual live bin action.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fucking bins.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never see that. That's a shame. So, well, welcome. I hope you're looking forward to playing, of course, Trixie. So just tell us a little bit about Trixie.
Trixie is a glamour bird changeling. They used to run like a kind of fetish dungeon, basically, kind of brothel situation in Waterdeep, and now they run a coffee shop. But like, they still kind of know everyone. It's like the kind of place where you'd go to get connected. Yeah, that's Trixie.
Nice. I don't think we've really seen their real changey powers yet, so I'm looking forward to see if we see this come out soon.
Not so much.
Not
Yeah.
so much yet. Ooh, exciting. And of course, we're going to go over to somebody that your character knows. We still haven't figured out how, but they do know them. So, oh, hang on, just made a mistake here. There we go. Oh, Mama Thorpe's here. Hey, Mama Thorpe.
Hey, Mama Thorpe.
Hey, everybody say hi to Mama Thorpe. I saw Mama Thorpe this weekend. It was so nice to see Mama Thorpe this weekend. So we'll pop over to Rob, because you're playing a character that somehow knows Trixie. We haven't figured that out yet, but we're sure we'll get there. But how are you doing, my friend?
I'm well, thanks. Good. I beat Hades, which is a great game. Loved it. Loved every second of it. Still playing it, still playing it beyond completion. Back to the meals. Favorite meal that you asked the Twitchers to talk about. I made a mushroom and chicken dish the other day, and boy, was it delicious. Put some white wine in there, in the meal, and then in my mouth. Because if you're putting alcohol in any dish, you should have a little taste for yourself, really, just to make sure it's not spoiled. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll talk about Hush, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hush is an old cat assassin. The living embodiment of the phrase "the cat's out the bag." Him being the cat, the bag being the bag. So make of that what you will. But it means a lot when you think about it.
So many layers. So many layers.
Yep. Cat's out the layers of bags. There's plenty of bags. There's a cat inside. Whichever one you look in, you're gonna get a cat in the face.
It sounds like a fairground ride. Like not a fairground, like a fairground competition. You know, once like you throw the ball and it's like, oh, there's a cat in a bag, and there's many cats. And get the cats and open the bag and get the cats and win a prize.
Do you know what? I've actually got something to talk about now, because you've reminded me of a recent restaurant idea that I want to try and create. It's called Ham in the Face. Okay, so you come. Yeah, Gabs, I'm getting into it. So everyone sits down at a table. The plate gets placed in front of them. It's largely ham-based meals, but when they're ready, they look to the garçon and they say, "Oui, monsieur, I'm ready." And then there's a spring-loaded arm that slams the plate into their face, and they have to just eat the rest of it from there. The same is with starters and desserts as well, but it's spring loaded into your face. I think it could be, and they'd have to be largely see-through plates so that you could still see your other, dinner guests and things. But I think it could go somewhere.
Ooh,
It doesn't work for soups.
No, it's true. But it reminds me of a restaurant review I read recently, which was about a terrible restaurant, and they were like, "Yeah, this is like sauce turned up in a mouth, a cast of a mouth, which was the cast of the chef's mouth, and you were given no cutlery."
Yeah, I saw this.
Is the chef an adult bird, and are the guests baby birds?
I just thought it was just.
Is there a Ratatouille situation going on here, but with like Big
birds.
Bird from Sesame Street?
I think
Yeah.
accurately the chef was a cock. So
And that's comedy.
Yeah. Oh, if you didn't have a sabotage bomb now, I would give you inspiration for that. That was great. But yeah, it was just like rank. I was like, that idea, mate, reminds me of that. So good luck.
Did you say cluck or good luck?
I say cluck.
Great. Cool. Cluck to you too.
And of course, so Hush is here. Hush has just got a big family friend to our wonderful Oshi Soa. So I'd pop over to Gabby. So Gabby, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thanks. I have a favourite, not meal, but I did try some new food today. It was the vegan fizzy worms, the fizzy rainbow worms from M&S. And they are amazing.
Ooh.
They're so good. They explode and fizz in your mouth. They're so good. And
Do
if
they
you do
still
it with
have a
Dr.
good texture?
Pepper, it's a party. Pardon?
They have a good texture because they usually don't have.
They have an
good
amazing texture. They're slightly fizzy, but they're like not too chewy, like not the chewy sweets that stick in your teeth. So if I could eat them for tea, I would, but I ate a full packet and they didn't fill me up, so I still had to have pasta. But I'm thinking, what about you have them on digestive biscuits and it's like a sarnie? And have you 4 of them, you filled up, right? Bit of milk, calcium, healthy. Sparkling water, lemon in.
And what if
to
they
me.
were all put on a spring-loaded arm that then projected them into your face, served by a chef who may or may not be a giant bird?
So worms served by a bird. This is perfect.
We can call it the early bird, because you catch the worms.
Literally, your idea went from like.
Get out!
terrible
What are we
to
doing
the
on?
best? It's all about the name.
Was it
It's all about-
pre-planned? Arm myself and Gabs the double act of the century? Maybe.
I say yes. I say yes. You are.
I want out of it. Don't spoil my meals with this spring-loaded hand to the face.
All right. Jesus Christ. Same thing happened to the Beatles.
What I really enjoy about this is the lengths you guys are going to, the mechanical lengths you guys are going to just ultimately eat fizzy sweets the way I do naturally. You don't need a mechanical arm.
Shut up, Dan. You're sick and
Dan.
wrong.
Shut up,
You're
Dan.
sick and wrong.
I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna take your.
I was the
bottle.
earliest bird.
That's it. Where is it? Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Let's just take his bum away, everyone. Right.
Take it away.
Oh.
Take it away.
There goes.
Oh,
God.
I bet your
That's it.
mum gave me that bum. You're going to go
you
not
got-
disobey your mother.
Oh, I'll put it back on
That's-
them.
That sounds like a shot fired there.
So, tell us a little bit about Oshi, would you please, Gabby?
Oshi is a Yuan-Ti pureblood. I can't- She's a Yuan-Ti pureblood rogue. She is a. Come on, what kind of rogue is she?
Ooh.
She's a. Wait, I've just read.
It's a mask. Singing. It's like there's some sort of ghost, and they haunt.
Phantom.
There we go.
Hey. I'm really bad at musicals, so they're really bad sticking points for me to go with. But Phantom, she's a Phantom
Yes.
rogue. Great.
Haven't been
Close
playing
to
this
death. Loves
character
it.
for
He
like
pops
2
up
years.
sometimes and has a chat with her. Anyway, she is an assassin. She's part of the Assassin's Guild. And for those of you who haven't watched or caught up yet, which you should, that was more aggressive than it needs to be. That's why I leave the marketing to Dan and Jeff. Anyway, Her fraction of the Assassin's Guild in Waterdeep all got murdered, so now she's on the revenge path of life.
Mhm.
Yeah, but she's going for it. She's ready. She's a
Yeah.
bit freaked out by everyone she's with, but that's okay.
Yeah, they are all really weird.
So weird. And she knows weird.
For sure. Like, none gets weirder. None gets more creepier. Especially under 4 foot. So, Dan Berman, how are you doing, mate?
No one creepier than Dan Berman. If I had a quid,
It's the creep. It's
Yeah.
the creep.
yeah, I'm good. I've had a lovely week of going to the theatre as well. Got to nerd out at Follow Me with you and me, Joe, and no one else. We were the only ones there. I also went to go on your recommendation. Got to go and see The Ocean at the End of the Lane, which is so beautiful and magical. It's basically British Stranger Things, the play.
Yeah.
It was so visually beautiful. Like, it was really like pulled on the heartstrings. Like, definitely did a couple of cries. And just it captured that really lovely childlike wonder, very sort of E.T., Stranger Things, like, yeah, lots of magic. It was really, really beautiful. Highly recommend. And but yeah, I'm doing well. My favorite meal that I ate this week was a wheelie bin lid after Storm Eunice. No, I actually didn't go outside for it. Like, I really wanted to go and see the O2 because it's just at the other side of my road, but the council, in their infinite wisdom, decided to replace all of the lampposts, or at least start the job on replacing all the lampposts. So all of the lampposts around have got brand new foundations, and, like, in some case, unfinished foundations. I'm like, I've seen Final Destination. There was scaff outside my window. There was lots of all sorts of things flying around. I was not about to go outside during the storm.
Well, I'm glad you're safe, my friend. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, yeah, tell us about this little creep of yours.
His name is Rob, and he's right there. So yeah, I'm playing the kid, who is a Hexblood mastermind rogue. He's 10. He's a little bit all over the place. He's probably killed more people than most people have had hot dinners. He's got really good at becoming friends with little kobolds, especially kobolds who like to sort of like blab secrets about a certain new family. And he's got a big wall full of information all about the Black Star 4. And there are also 3 other walls in that room that we didn't see.
Yep. Just body parts.
Maybe.
His own body parts, his teeth and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, he's also falling apart as he's a Hexblood. He's lost some hair, lost some teeth. It's got a weird like pelvic tilt thing. He's constantly like in a little like crouch. Plays a very good innocent until it's time to start the killing.
Yeah, a little creep.
What was it that you called me last time, Laura? It was like, yeah, you little weirdo.
Yeah, definitely a
Yeah,
weirdo.
that sounds about right.
Yeah. So this kind of weird bunch that Oshi and Hush have kind of put together, as Gabby was saying, was because of the Xanathar guild had actually come in and decimated her, what I call a second family, the Thieves Guild. After killing Tuck, the Thieves Guild master, at the opening of the Dragon's Den, she kind of went off a bit off the rails, went off into the streets, found the whole Thieves Guild completely ripped apart, and of course had a sort of a snake that had been like stabbed into the throne, and kind of killed on the throne there. So she went on a little bit of a rampage, and discovered that the rest of the Morats had appeared to have burnt in a fire at the monastery during Pupsies during Pupsies like change in the to like what's the word when you like promotion? Yeah, we'll go with that. Promotion at the monastery. So she looked as if they had been killed. She went on a rampage, murdered some guy in a bar who was a Xanathar agent, and then went off to find Tunk. Ted, yeah, so many T's. Xanathar, Xantarum, Tunk. They're all here. Sabotage DM, adventurous and imaginative. So they kind of went off and found this group of people. Firstly, going towards her old family friend and godfather. Yeah, Hush, out in the vineyards south of Waterdeep, who then kind of went together and found somebody that he knew everyone, and he didn't necessarily want to go and talk to them. Of course, went to see Trixie. Trixie then found our missing good friend Kiki, and so Trixie was there with their coffee shop, enjoying a great philosophical conversation, and instantly was in. No questions asked. Nobody knows why, but suddenly they were in. Of course, called over to Kiki, the great monk of hedonism, the path of hedonism, and they had then said the best person to get you into a place and sneak you around was, of course, the kid, where they found he was like stealing gold from a city guard, playing the lost child. Then they went around the cities looking for different clues, and what they discovered is that there was an orb confectioner's. There was a cake shop that was there to kind of as some sort of connection to Xanathars, wasn't really sure what. And Hush and Oshi went to investigate that. Trixie went off to the Yawning Portal, spoke to Yagra, and was given, who was part of the Xantarum, in a hope to have like enemy of my friend is my friend, all that kind of jazz, and was asked for to do a job for them, which was to retrieve the eye, an eye that Xanathar has, and bring it back to the Xantarum. Trixie and the kid went off to see Thorbeard, and essentially tried to threaten him to try and get in. It didn't quite work because the kid was way too weird and scared the shit out of him. So, yes, Dan. But he essentially said that there was some gunpowder that was stored inside the place, and there is a way of getting in through the sewers. Back to the shop. The shop was unfortunately unsuccessful, and they caused a bit of a fight. I know that Rob had this amazing plan that just didn't come through. Huge fight with the shop owner ended up being a transmuter, and they went outside into the alleyway and was confronted by the Xanathar agents as well. So essentially a big fight ensued. The guys kind of turned up at the end of the alley, but it didn't matter because Hush, the infinite wisdom, came in with a fireball. Yep, we're starting to see fireballs on this channel now, and it's making me very, very happy. And decimated the Xanathar guild, leaving them with two pieces of paper that were flying in the air that were slightly singed, one of which said, orb confectioners say you'd like the cake with 8 eyes around the circle. And the other one was about picking up your weapons at oh my god, the name's gone from my head.
Consult the folder, Joe. Consult the folder.
Over in...
Is it?
Did you put labels on this? Mitchell.
Oh.
Yeah, to go collect the weapons at Mitchell, and at the next gladiatorial fight will be happening the next day. So, that's kind of got us up to speed. Was there anything I missed? No? I think that was it, wasn't it? No. Arena. Gladiators. Yes. Really hard cakes. Yes, that is it. So GP Daz did a much better job than I did and did it in 3 words. So, should we begin? Yeah, let's start. Okay. I'll find the track now because I keep forgetting which one I was using. Okay, here we go. It's a really long song. There we go. You see a dark, cold room. Slight drippings from the top. The ceiling as it lands on the ground. So you see a footstep come in. Boom. It sort of shuffles slightly. As the camera pans up, we see a large room filled with books, a large machine that seems to be running from steam or water. In the center, we see a glass bowl. As we see the figure stumble forward, he puts his hand into his pocket and looks over at the bowl. Inside the bowl is a dead goldfish. He begins to panic slightly, looks around, checks every single nook and cranny of the room. This is his master's room. So he pulls out a bag from his pocket, and inside is another goldfish. Quickly, he takes the dead goldfish out, pours the new one in, wraps it up, pops it back in his pocket, panicking. As he turns around, he picks up his bag as the word veterinarian is written upon it. Cut to.
What you don't know doesn't hurt you. That's what they say, isn't it? But what she doesn't know might hurt her. That's the thing about greed. It blinds you. You're so focused on that reward, you're less likely to see threats lurking. Or even those that have got so close, they're right under her nose. That nose that she uses to turn up at everyone around her or look down at it from a pedestal of arrogance. I think I'll take it with me when I'm done. Add it to my collection. Got to.
Dear Oshi Sota, how are you? How is school going? I spoke to your mother a few weeks ago and she said they should be visiting Waterdeep within the month. I'm sure you're more than excited to see them. I bet you've made lots of friends already. That's what school is really for making friendships that will last you a lifetime. Although, don't tell your mum I said that. I'm sure she'll tell you that school is about studying hard and getting an education, but really, it's about making friends and getting into a bit of trouble every now and then. But then again, I suppose studying couldn't do any harm. Worked for your mother. She's the smartest woman I've ever known. Things are going all right here in the vineyard, apart from the occasional rat dropping I've been finding lately. But this year should provide me with enough grapes to fill a castle. I'll send you some when they've been harvested. I'm sure you're probably quite busy with schoolwork, but if you do get the chance, I'd love to hear back from you. You are, of course, welcome to visit the vineyard any time. Just let me know and I'll write a letter to the headmaster. All my love, and an almost happy birthday. Your doting godfather, Osh. P.S. If anyone gives you any trouble at school, write to me, tell me their name, and they'll be dead within a week. Cut to.
The moist, soggy ground under her knees seemed to move slightly as she spoke to Seth. Varelo, he honours us, he respects us, he supports us. Please allow him to pull through the underworld and back to the chosen world. Her knees seemed to sink deeper into the wet mud. Blessed Seth, allow me this plea. A slithering chill ran up her spine. She heard a laugh. The laughter grew louder and longer until it seemed to turn into a cry and then a wail. It splintered through her skull with a crack. Her knees slipped, her arms were thrown apart, hands hitting the sodden earth, eyes cracking open, but the howls of her friend down there wouldn't leave her mind. Oshi screamed her god's name as she slammed her fist into the ground, trying to get Tunk's scream out of her head. Cut to.
Trixie's striding down the street, groceries in hand, the sun is shining, and they reach their front door, push it open into a beautiful farmhouse-style kitchen. They dump the groceries on the counter, yell upstairs, "I'm home!" And then suddenly notice smashed glass on the floor, spilled wine, mixed with blood. They make their way up the stairs, push open a bedroom door and see open drawers, clothes strewn everywhere. Someone has packed in a hurry. A letter is lying on the bed. They pick it up. The ink is smudged with drips of water. Tears, maybe. It reads, "The Xanathar came again today. I'm not safe with you here. I'm sorry. Yours always, Mercy." Cut 2.
As we see a large arena, as you look up, we see the slow motion pan of the camera of all of the crowd calling for blood. As the camera spins around, we see a minotaur, and then just across from them is a woman. As a woman stands with a large blade in her hand. She turns to the rest of the crowd and just starts swearing and berating them. But as she turns, a war axe just slams her in the face as she turns and falls to the ground. As we look up, we see the great minotaur, and behind them, a large ball with an eye in the centre. Stalks coming off of its head. He floats, laughing into the air. Around him are his henchmen, as they giggle and fall to their knees, drunk with power and bloodlust. As Xanathar begins to laugh, his visage shimmers as he disappears. Inside an old house, down in the dock ward. House that we have seen many, many times before. There's a drunk man lying down on the ground somewhere, drooling from his lip. It's gone crusty from at least a day's worth of sleeping. On the table are some plans still laid out, and of course a wall full of newspaper clippings. You're all sleeping in different corners or together, depending on who your relationships with each other. But this is the last night before, the morning before. But tonight is the gladiatorial games. Tonight is the night that you go in. So you better have had a good night's sleep. So let's all do some wisdom saves to see how good your sleep was last night. Okay, so Rob Thompson, 13. Let's have a look where else we got. So that's Hush with a 13, I think.
14.
We're at 20! So we go, first 20 of the day. I'm going to put a Philly one on today because I love this little emote. It's so good. So we had 22 from Trixie. Pups, not Pups, sorry, my apologies. The kid, you have got 14, and Oshi Sota.
My character sheet won't load.
Okay.
Oh no.
I probably had it all loaded, all ready to go, and now it's all
Don't worry, I'll run it for you now if you like.
reset. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Oh. It's quite right. I think Roll 20's having a little bit of a moment. I'm also having some issues. Let's have a look. Wisdom. What do we get?
I can't see what it is.
It's a 4. Okay.
No.
So I think Trixie, you were out. The second you sat down, you were out. In fact, you were still sitting at the table with your cutlery still in your hands in the middle of dinner, and you were out, asleep. You had a perfect night's sleep. No dreams today. No nightmares. Just a perfect sleep.
Excellent.
Hush, I think you wake up with a hole in your trouser from a cigarette that you forgot was on, and it's just sort of rested on your leg. And you've kind of woken up with this huge hole in your leg. I think that you've had some kind of nervous dreams over the night.
Yeah, I think that the entire group after the last battle has seen a cat that is quite old, and a lot of energy was used within that fireball. So he's definitely tired. He hasn't slept that well. His old aches are starting to resurface again. And so I think he's drank a lot of the night through, trying to quell some of the aches and pains.
I think you've still got a glass in the other hand, and it's sort of like the whiskey's just sort of sitting on the rim. It's sort of like been perfectly still all night, but yeah, you wake up with this kind of like, it seems as if the bags under your eyes are a little bit more wrinkly than usual, I think, this morning. But you had a good sleep. You slept through. I think the kid is I think maybe, yeah, I think the kid you slept, you're like curled up on the ground, like dead center of the room, and you've had a very good night's sleep actually. You didn't have too many worries. I think you've had a couple of memories that kind of clicked in and clipped out, but when you wake up they've sort of melded into something else, into like something more abstract. What is it that you kind of remember from your sleep?
Like that, the moment of feeling like you've woken up out of a nightmare, and then having your arms and shoulders like forcibly put down again, and not really being able to move, and sort of wondering whether this is in the sleep, this is in the dream, whether this is something that you are aware of. But like, yeah, the idea of being forced down, pinned down, your arms unable to move, and just a sea of arrows heading in your direction before he wakes up.
I'm gonna go back like 3 hours, because Oshi's awake, like fully awake. The thoughts have been like running through your head all night. So we're gonna do two things really. One is like, I'm gonna ask you what was it you've been thinking about all night that's kept you awake, kept you on your feet, and I'm also gonna give you an opportunity to do what you like during the night as well. It'll come at a cost though, but we'll go to that later. So yeah, so what are you thinking about? That's what's keeping you up.
She has like itchy feet, so she's trying to walk on them to like stop them itching, but she's thinking about being at school, because Hush said that he wrote her letters and she never got them, even though she tried to bribe that person. And she's trying not to think about the fact that she was like a little bit let down by Hush yesterday, like in the fight. Like and I don't think she's had this with her parents yet, but she has a lot of resentment to them. But you know, when she's like suddenly realized that he's not like a superhero, he's not perfect, and she's trying to push that out of her mind constantly. She's trying to push it out of her mind, but she can feel that almost shame, because she doesn't like the idea of showing weakness, and he showed a lot of weakness to her in that fight. So she's trying to push that away and think about, okay, he wrote to you, he did try and write to you, he did try and write with you, and then she's starting to think, did he actually try and write with you, or is he she's wondering if he's not telling the truth about loads of it. Is his abilities that good? Are his abilities that good? Did he try and write to her? Is he that good mates with her parents? Because she saw him a lot for a couple of years, and then he wasn't around again, and she's suddenly like, the one reason to be in this group is like unfracturing, it's shaky, the foundation of this group.
Okay, so for the rest of this mission, I'd like you to kind of read Hush in a different way than maybe you would normally.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get that paranoia kind of starting to ring through. Yeah, as you watch him sleep, and I think you actually you see his cigarette on his lap, and you just watch him for a little bit. But you have an opportunity to do something else tonight. What would you like to do?
She wants to kind of look through people's belongings.
Yeah.
Will she have time to do it all? Like all of them, or just one of them?
All right. It's dependent on the cost. Okay, so call it 1 to 3. If you want to do all 3, you can do all 3.
But is it going to be 3 times the cost?
It'll be 3 times the cost. Actually, it will be 3 times the cost, but it won't be that bad. I'll give you a minus on your wisdom saves for the rest of the day, depending on how many you choose. So if you do 1, -1. If you do 3, -3.
She's not that good in wisdom saves anyway. I think she'll just do 1.
Okay.
No.
Which one?
Well, no, I suppose I could. I mean, am I going to jinx myself? I'll be like, surely they can't be as bad as the 4. But I think I've just jinxed myself by saying it out loud. I think she's going to go for 1 person. I think she's going to go for the kid.
Okay. Everyone's asleep. So, let's just reveal what's in your bag generally, kids. And then we will go for anything else you'd like to reveal as well.
As in, like, do you want sort of thematically, like what's in my inventory, or
Yeah, just like a general rundown. You can go like, yeah, he's got like a dagger and he's got like, rope and shit.
yeah? So you see some ball bearings, you see a crowbar, you see a spanner that sort of looks like it's a bit too big for them to wield. You do notice, like, on closer inspection, like over by the sides, like he's sort of taken the armor off to sleep, but there is a definite shimmer to some of the things that he wears, like his arm guards. There's a shimmer too, and his hood, his cloak as well. You've got the +1 rapier that was taken the other day that they used to kill the last Centaurum guard. And what else? Some thieves' tools, a little candle, and then I've got 2 ideas.
Well, to say this is coming at a real big cost to Oshi and Gubby. So yeah, I'm going to add something at the end as well if you don't do the thing I'm thinking. So.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be worth it because she's. Yeah, a lot's going on to Oshi today.
Okay, so you find a letter with the top and the bottom ripped off. So there are no names. But there's talk of becoming a great leader and refinding yourself, bringing honor back to your family. It's very old. And as you sort of probe deeper, there's almost like there's a little bit of a pouch within the bag. And as you sort of like flick your finger into it, you can see there's a very, very old, tiny, very beautiful, but broken in half wooden carving.
Oh, God.
As you kind of like move to put it back into his pocket, your arm stresses against something on the cloak. It feels like something embroidered. As you kind of turn it to look at it in the light, it's very dirty. It's like street dirty, but it's a crest. As you kind of like lick your finger and rub off the top, the only word you can see is Atalanta Institute. So you back away and you put your back against the wall, and as you put your back against the wall, you hit the papers and you scroll back down the papers and you sit and you stare out, watching this kid as the sun rises up, as the light begins to move across the room until it sits as a silhouette across the whole room with the shadow of an old cat. A woman inside on the table still eating dinner. The crisscross goes across the body of the child and we just catch the feet of Oshi Sota as Trixie wakes up.
Morning. You are.
Morning.
You sleep well?
Brilliantly. You? Well, I watched you drool for a little bit at the beginning of the night, so I know you did.
Charming.
Not really, but
Well, we've got a lot to be getting on with today. Can we wake the others up?
yeah, by all means.
So who are you going to wake up
You
first?
I'll wake up the kid.
So how do you wake him up? Just kick him on the way through.
Yeah. Like gently though, you know.
Yeah, like a nudge.
I'm not a monster.
Yeah, not a boot, just like a nudge.
Yeah.
with the toe.
Just like a nudge with a toe. Yeah.
Cold.
It'll be warmer if you get up and move around.
Fine. And gets up, starts putting the gear on. Maybe goes and like stokes a little cinder fire that was in the corner.
She just sees kind of in the back like this. I think the smell of smoke sort of like just begins to permeate up, and that kind of gets onto the nostrils of our old cat. Hush.
Fuck.
Wow, someone woke up on the right side of the bed then.
Another fucking morning. What time is it?
It's light. Luckily for all of us, I need to get a few things from my place. And I happen to own a place that does coffee, so shall we? Kid, you ever had coffee before?
No.
All right, should we do an experiment?
Yeah.
Great.
So I think we then cut to like running, like going down the street. I think Trixie and the kid are up front, Hush is in the middle, and then Oshi is kind of trailing back slightly. I think Hush, you've noticed that Oshi's been a little bit off this morning. I don't know whether you put that down to nerves or whether you think you might know them a little better than that. It's up to you. What do you reckon? Let's do an insight check, actually. Let's do that. Let's do Hush with an insight. Oh, yeah, it's nerves.
It's nerves, and he's not a morning person. He generally tries to sleep for 18 hours of the day, as most cats do. So the fact that he's awake earlier than he needs to be, he's very much wanting to be left alone himself. So he walks quietly. He does consider that because he moves quite slowly, why Oshi is behind him and not keeping pace or walking in front. But he waves that thought from his mind as he's allowed some respite from the terrible duo that is Trixie and the kid.
Yeah, I think the streets are, that kind of slight coolness you get in the summer morning. So it's still kind of like golden hazy with a slight dew, but it's like got a little bit cooler than usual. I think the shops are just about starting to kind of get ready to open, so it's fairly early in the morning. Trixie and the kids are kind of ahead at the front. As you kind of come around, is there anything? Please jump in if you want to have conversations and stuff. Do jump in. As you kind of come around towards the southern ward and towards not southern ward, you're up at the castle ward, aren't you? The coffee shop. Yeah. As you kind of go up Dragon Street all the way up to the castle ward and across into the coffee shop. The door's locked because it's still not open yet. It's still way too early to open. So Trixie kind of gets out her keys and just like opens the door, and you kind of barrel in. place is immaculately clean. Tables are beautiful. Some of them are polished, some of them are rough, but it still feels as if some of the tables have been placed there on purpose. Like there's a reason for that table being there. There's a reason for this particular wine bottle with a candle in it. As Trixie kind of goes around the side of the bar and fires up the old steam power coffee machine. And do you all sit together?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Awkward silence that sits there as Trixie makes the coffee.
The kid reaches into his pack and pulls out a load of other newspaper clippings, and it's all like Xanathar attacks, people, Xanathar, sort of informants that have been killed. Anything that they have that has any kind of sort of imagery or iconography on them. So if we're going to pass as Xanathars, we're going to have to look like Xanathars, and that means tattoos. Do you have any tattoos?
I'm covered in fucking hair.
You look across at the absolutely hairless bald cat.
He's also very heavily tattooed.
Yeah. Trixie's fucking covered in tattoos. I actually was thinking about this. If they've all got tattoos, and you, Hush, and I clearly know a few artists, maybe we know someone that knows them. Might know a way in. People talk a lot when they're getting tattooed. You know, they're vulnerable.
I'd go with your recommendations over mine. I wouldn't call my friends artists.
All right. Well, I know at least one person.
And how are we supposed to pass off a child as part of the Xanathars?
Well, I don't know about you, kid. I've got a few bits and pieces we could use.
I hope
This
it's
is
not
not
a fucking... I hope it's not another child to stand on the shoulders in a long trench coat.
That is surprisingly effective.
Right.
This is not my first infiltration. This is not my first job like this. I will be fine. And if you want to get a real tattoo, that's fine. I was just gonna like use some of this, and he like pulls almost like a heavy grease paint. And I was gonna do this, but if you want to go under the needle and the knife, then that's okay too. I'm gonna use this.
How's that coffee coming along?
That's probably about ready. Trixie will start pouring it out.
You
Extra
notice
big
that-
one for Hush.
Yeah, you notice that when she does first, just pours a little bit of water in it and waits, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is she doing?" Like, she just doesn't pour any more water in, just waits. She's like, and then she pours the rest of the water in, just allowing the coffee to bloom a little bit as you watch this artisan like make a beautiful cup of coffee. So brings over, I think, a tiny espresso, a small 8-ounce. For Oshi and Trixie, and a ginormous mug for Hush. And I think is at this point that I think the kid and Trixie, you go off to go and see what you've got to kind of dress up. So you kind of both grab your coffee and you kind of go out through the back towards Trixie's office. I'm just going to leave you there for a second to come back to the two of you. Just hear that slurping sound.
So yesterday didn't go as planned then?
I didn't know what the plan was.
Neither did I. I was improvising.
Does it normally work for you?
I wouldn't be alive now if it hadn't. But it's a long time.
Hmm. Well, we weren't to know, were we?
No. Are you ready for today?
Born ready.
I couldn't help but notice a bit of fear yesterday.
In what?
In the shop. The bakery.
I was afraid of being unprepared, and it appears like I was right to.
Can't have that kind of attitude when you're taking down the Xanathars. Any moment of doubt, maybe your last.
Wise words. I am only 19 though, not however old you are, so forgive me for appearing afraid.
And so her head kind of turns and looks at you, and I think, Hush, that's when you see her eyes for the first time this morning. And she doesn't look 19. She looks extremely tired. A lot older.
You didn't sleep, did you?
One of us had to keep watch.
You may be the most skilled person in this room, Oshi Sota. And yes, I'm talking about the two fuckwits that have just left us as well. I'm gonna need you on top of our game. On top of your game.
Well, I've learnt that one bad apple can pull the whole group down. So what are we supposed to do about those two?
Keep an eye on them.
I don't even know them. Why am I going into battle with them?
Because you haven't got a fucking choice. The two of us couldn't do it alone.
Well, I hope you think we can trust them.
I don't. But I think we can use them.
Well, I hope you think that they won't put an arrow in the back of our heads when we're trying to fight.
I'm sure they've got their reasons.
Right.
Your parents made a mistake, Oshi.
What, are they dead?
They chose to work privately. Not for the guild. And that put them in danger.
So they're dead.
You never work privately, Oshi. Not for big families like the Castellantis. Because one day you become disposable. Too many secrets kept in that little head that they want erased. That's why I'm here. The guild is strong. The guild looks after those within it.
Well, my guild are all dead.
Your guild is sitting here at the table opposite you. And no, your parents aren't dead.
But what would you know? When was the last time you spoke to him?
A year ago.
Lucky you.
Hush, could you roll a wisdom save, please? She's not fucking like this. This feels like she's disrespecting not only you and your memory, but also the parents as well.
What do you mean by lucky?
Well, it's nice that you hear off them.
You think they've abandoned you?
Oh, I don't think anything.
It would serve you well to respect those that have saved your fucking life countless of times before you were even born.
So really, what you're saying are, my parents are not that good at their job if you had to save them.
Your parents were the best at their job that ever was. They saved my life. They saved many others. And they have killed time and time again. They made a mistake by working for the fucking Castellantas, and they wanted them dead. They are alive, and they are hidden. They are not abandoning you. They're staying away so that they may live to see you again. So don't be so fucking arrogant.
I went to the Castellantis school.
I know.
Thanks to them. They didn't care if I lived or died.
I thought what they
So
were
don't
doing
call me
was right.
arrogant. Pardon?
I thought that what they were doing was the right choice.
Well, they didn't stop in to check. And I think that should be the end of this conversation.
You hear the
A month
door.
before your birthday, they were due to visit. Your house was ransacked. Their names were put on a list, along with many others, for a high price. That's why they didn't come.
Which birthday?
Your 9th.
Seems very convenient, Hush, but thanks for the information. And Oshi downs the coffee and goes outside for a smoke.
She's just like her mother.
We can see his hand is shaking. It's almost that kind of trying to hold back something. He kind of puts his hand into his pocket and just fumbles at the cigarettes.
He actually doesn't take out a cigarette. He takes out a small tube that he then shakily hands, and a kind of substance goes out onto in between his thumb and his finger as he snorts the line of whatever it is and kind of tries to hold himself together. As he stands now with seemingly more strength than he had when he first woke up.
His hands, he sort of crunches his hands, and it sort of just begins to dissipate. As we kind of swing across to the door handle begins to open to Trixie's office. So, you two have been dressing up. Thank you very much, you two. That was absolutely gorgeous. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask you to do your disguise kit rolls. Trixie, don't worry. I think you come out looking different, and I'll let you explain what you look like when you come out. But the kid, I need you to do your disguise kit roll, please.
All right. So I do disguise kit. Do I do it with which attribute would you like, Joe?
Let's have a think. So you've been reading newspapers recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I might do it with intelligence because you're going off research.
Sounds good. Okay, here we go. 10. Just like his age.
Yeah, you think it's a good look. I think Trixie, you think it's a bit shoddy work. Like if you got that as a tattoo, you'd be pretty pissed. But you think you can see at least an eye somewhere. Whereabouts have you placed this eye, kid?
On the throat.
On the throat. I think what you've also done is you've kind of made some sort of like slightly prosthetic nose that sort of like picks your nose up slightly like this, sort of slightly disguise you, and your hair is sort of like pushed backwards and slicked back. I think you may have actually just put a little bit of tips on your ears as well. But what color is the skin?
The skin I've made almost like the color of like rosy cheek sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like a brownish red. Very much like someone who has probably seen like a lot of sun in their job. I would say that sort of, and possibly done terrible town lines as well.
I think you're kind of going for like the halfling kind of look, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of have this halfling
Bit of a brow.
kind of look. Yeah. But this like this eye here it's questionable.
I think what I've done is I've drawn it like this, and then I've not waited for it to dry, and then I've been moving around, and it's like separated a bit, and it's like spread.
Trixie, what do you look like when you come out?
All right. So Trixie's gonna look like a tall, slim, half elf woman, very beautiful. She's clearly intending to charm her way into various places. And like very immaculately dressed in a kind of silk suit. She's going to offer the kid, I've got from my old business a bunch of uniforms of various sizes. Best you not ask where they've been, but if you want to have some, they're there.
A fighter uniform, or like the kind of uniforms that you used to wear?
Oh, all kinds. In that chest over there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You pick what you want.
Okay. I like dress up, and the kid just
All right.
totters over.
I think.
And Trixie, as they transform, so they're covered in tattoos. They will disappear one by one, several of them being replaced with eyes. But kid, I think you would notice that the last tattoo to change is some script on their neck. Do you speak Thieves' Cant?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got a big tattoo on their neck that in Thieves' Cant says mercy killing. And that's the last one to change. So they will change that into an eye, and you can just see in their body language that like that one hurts them a little bit to do.
I think as well, like here, that goes from like the top of the crest of the hair and then down towards the cheekbones. It's these tiny little eyes that have been like tattooed in. They're sort of creating almost like a shadow, like almost like across the face here. And again, it's sort of like accentuating towards the eyes. Everything's towards your eyes. And what colour's the hair? Because elves are really
red.
When it comes to hair. Red hair, bright red hair. Okay, cool. So they kind of come in, and you come into. I think Trixie comes in first, back into the coffee place to see Hush, sort of stood by the table. Yeah, usually comes straight in through and see him sort of stood there, and I think you could see his fist like this.
He's got his head kind of down, his eyes closed, and his both hands are resting on his cane as they're just kind of like gently squeezing. But he looks a lot kind of stronger and energized than he did before.
It's quite a transformation.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It's good that you're taking it as one. Wasn't intended to be.
Have I done something to offend you?
You know what you did.
I'm not sure that I do.
It's part of the problem.
Well, look, I think you and I are both too old to be fucking around. So do you want to tell me what it is, or do you want to get over it?
I think we can be professional. But I don't expect us to be friends.
All right.
What we are trying to
Professional,
achieve here is a big fucking deal. After this, we won't need to speak to each other again. We can just carry on with our lives.
Perfect.
Trixie.
You hear?
Oh, sorry, 1 second, Dan. I think Trixie, you hang on that line when he says we don't need to be friends. And you remember a really, like, random conversation 15 years ago. It's one of the last times you actually spoke to Hush. And you said, it's good to have a friend like you. And he never spoke to you again. As you hear the kid come through, so Dan.
I think you're hearing whilst all this is happening, we're hearing sort of like increasingly loud sort of bangs and crashes as the kid goes through the thing, goes through the box looking for things, and then just at the apex of this conversation, you just hear, "Do you guys have sex?" This is what adults normally say to each other once they've had sex.
Where have you been hanging out? Listening to adult conversations about having sex, have you?
With
I'd
Kiki.
call you childish, but I mean that in the true sense of the word. You were childish. Fucking arms and legs hanging off you like they're barely attached. You look like shit. No,
And
we
just
didn't
for
have
that-
sex.
You didn't have sex. What happened then? Tell me, otherwise I'm not going to do any tattoos on you.
Oh no.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts?
Yes, of course you can. Who are you aiming this towards?
Hush.
Okay.
The kid. Oh, me? Oh.
So what do you need? Do you need to do a save or anything like that, or do you just get the first level, the first line
I get,
of thought?
yeah, I get the surface level thoughts, and then if I want to probe further, it's a wisdom save.
Okay, so what's the surface level? Hush.
Betrayal. A sense of burning betrayal, and it is white hot.
Hmm.
Do you want to? Would you like to know more?
No, because you'll know. I'm doing it. So
Come on, let's party.
Chaos.
Only if he fails the save, right?
fine. Yes, I want to know.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Do I
what's the
do a
save?
wisdom save? Do I?
Yeah.
What's the DC?
Wait, let me just check. Boop beep beep. I'll put it in the thing in case people
Cool.
are interested. There you go.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go to the other screen so that we can read this. Is that all right? So let's pop over to the other screen because that has the full spell. There we go. So everybody at home can read it as well. Okay. So you can read
Oh, they
thoughts
know
of
either
certain
way.
creatures. The creature you choose intelligence of 3 or lower. Initially, the surface thoughts that is the most. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper with the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the attacker must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, it gains insight into its reasoning and, if any, its emotional state and something that looms large in their mind. If they succeed, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows that you're probing their mind. So, do you want to do the wisdom save, please? Hush.
Ready?
DC 15. You have a bomb if you wanted it. Okay, never mind.
Good. All right, here we go. Exciting narrative.
That's a 12.
It's a 12.
Okay, so I'm gonna paint you a word picture as what you see the thoughts are, because it's a memory that's replaying over and over in his head as he's like kind of burning. His eyes are burning into yours. You see fire, the cracking of the beam above a door as the ceiling above falls, the screaming of a single child, and of a mother calling out for that child, of two male voices grabbing, one of which grabbing a snake-like woman and her snake-like child, as they flee the house, of Hush saying to the male, female, and child, "I'll hold them back." Of blood spilling over sand, of knives repeatedly stabbing into the neck of others, of hands shaking as magic begins to circle through the veins and out, forcing the attackers back again, of a hand, a cat-like hand around the scruff of an almost dying man's neck, as the words, "Who sent you?" And the response being,
As you look up in the memory and you see Trixie stood there watching you, and you come back to your eyes and you see her looking at yours, and then you know that she knows what you just thought.
Oh, sorry, just to clarify. So I was there in the memory.
I know
He
you
saw me?
so you were
That's,
Or
that's
just,
the spell.
just
That's
great.
the spell.
Cool.
It's like he
Okay.
sees that you've been watching that memory.
Yeah,
and now
great,
he knows.
cool.
Yeah.
Never do that again.
So you haven't
No.
spoken to me for 15 years because someone said the first 2 letters of my name.
Let's get on with the job. And then let's never speak to each other again.
Fine.
And you, next towards the kid, need a better fucking disguise.
The kid, just in silence, just goes back in the direction of the chest.
Yeah, dragging a paddle behind him.
It's got like got an outfit on that's just got like a ball gag hanging out the back pocket that he hasn't realised.
The front door opens as the back door shuts, as the kid goes out and Oshi comes in. So 2 of you still haven't got dressed yet. It's Trixie, and you just walk in to see Trixie and Hush. So looking at each other again in silence. This awkwardness that's been pushing through this whole party.
It's me. Just in case you wondered.
You're not that good. This is awkward. Have you told her how shit the coffee was? Is that it?
We need to get ready.
Be my guest.
What? Well, I'm ready.
the look from Trixie is burning.
What have I missed?
You can't go like that.
And because Oshi's got a disguise kit, do you think she'd go off where the kid's just gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so Oshi just doesn't say anything. She just goes off into, I'm guessing it's Trixie's office.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's like a whole wall of it is like wardrobe. There's just clothes of all possible kinds.
The last time you were in there, they were just panels, but it seems if someone's gone click click and they just kind of pulled out of the walls. You've got all of these things pulled out. You've also got like one of them actually has like it looks like a doorway, but it's like burning blue like this, of like a portal if you can see into another room, and in there is another set of wardrobes.
Was that my dream?
Yeah, mine too. As you walk in, you see the kids sort of like putting down a ball gag into the case. As I'm going to leave Hush and Trixie there for a while, and we'll come to this room here.
Nothing really fits very well. It hurts.
That's because you're 10 years old.
Yeah, I thought something would be all right. Maybe I'll just do like a big robe over my robe or something like that. I'll make it like super dark, and then they won't see me anyway. I mean, you're all quite loud, and rude, so probably they won't pay much attention to me.
Maybe.
Do you want something? Do you want an eye?
Is it a tattoo?
Yeah, it's not like a real one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then you see his eye that's like smudged and like fucked underneath his chin.
Did Trixie do the one on your neck?
And the kid goes and looks in like the mirror and goes, "Yeah."
Yeah. Thought so. Right, well, you better try and cover up my scales then.
Oh, okay, yeah. It puts like or do you want an eye over it, or do you want me to just try and cover it, like blend it into the rest?
Maybe loads of little eyes?
Yeah. Okay. Sit down over here. You're very tall.
So let's do the disguise kit. I'm going to
Okay.
do this one. Yeah, I'm actually going to do this one with charisma. Because
Okay.
this is a... You are actually genuinely excited about this, aren't you, really? And you feel like this is a moment to be able to maybe make a friendship for you, the kid. So that's why I'm thinking charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do try and do an extra special job. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of...
Yeah, I think there's quite an interesting moment of like sitting Oshi down, like going and getting like a stool and like standing up to the top and almost having that moment of like holding Oshi's head still at the back of the hand and going with there. And there's, for the first time, like possibly since we've seen the kid, there's like a moment of calm. There's like a moment of zen. There's almost like a outward breath.
And then that double espresso kicks in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The outward of breath, all you can smell is like it's like cabbage.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
All right, disguise kit, charisma, 24. The power of friendship.
Oh yes, the power of friendship. Yep. Gummy bears. That's it. It's very nice. So, yeah, you do this kind of beautiful job of like across the scales, you sort of turn them into eyes. There's like eyes going all the way down across the tops of the head and down through the neck here, and there's sort of like a space for the throat down here, and you can see it going across the top of the shoulders. I think across your hands as well, down to your fingers, almost like a netted glove. It's just eyes everywhere.
That's where the coffee's kicked in. It just started and couldn't stop. And was just like, just kept going.
As the two of you kind of there together and you're watching him kind of put all these eyes onto your hands.
Can she do, would it be perception to see if she, because he's so close to her now.
Yeah.
She wants to see if she can recognize him.
I'm going to remind you that you have a bomb. And
Okay, yeah.
We'll go with
Perception with a bomb?
Yeah. It's like partying, isn't it? Right, let's have a look.
Perception with a bomb.
19?
19.
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Can I start it and then you take over?
You can. You can.
As you're looking at this face, get across like this, and I think you notice the color of his eyes first, and all you can think about is a line which is, "It's nearly my birthday," and then you kind of look and you see his hands are he's got like this, and his hand kind of goes towards a fist as he's drawing the last one, as you see like a fist kind of here, and all you can hear is "you monster."
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, Justin adjusted
Oh
upset it
my
down.
God, I wish I didn't know.
Carries on
Just in time.
just in time. And finishes off and looks up at you and says, in Draconic, "Time for an adventure."
Does he know that she knows now?
I don't think so, unless he
I don't think so.
doesn't. Unless he does an insight.
Okay.
I don't think he knows. I think he still thinks that he's keeping the pretense up, and he's doing an excellent job of fucking with you.
Okay. Yeah, Oshi just looks like drags her eyes away from him and onto the eyes all over her, and tries to filter. Oh God, I wouldn't even know how she feels. Tries to filter the she is astounded by the amount of eyes on her. That's how she looks, and is speechless because she's so astounded by how many eyes there are.
You okay?
I think we're ready for an adventure.
It's going to be so much fun. Did you want something from the chest? Are you going to wear that, or do you want something else?
What do you think I should wear?
Well, if it's a gladiatorial thing, it's not just about like being good at fighting, but it's also about like being quite like bright and colorful. And I mean, that's if we want to fight. Do you want to fight in this, or do you just want to sort of go around, sneak into the shadows, see if we can get into like the main central area and then kill Xanathar in a break or something? What's the plan?
I have always been a member of Team Sneaky.
What does that mean? That sounds fun.
Maybe you could be in the team with me.
Okay. I'm very sneaky. um. This is the most Oshi has spoken in a very, very long time, and I think it's weirding out the kid. Can I roll an insight to see if I pick up something?
Yep. Again, I will remind you that you do have a bum.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
This doesn't come out.
I'm gonna use it. 19.
19. Well, it
Can
was
I?
enough.
Could I?
Oh, do you want to try and like go against it?
Could I do a performance check on it to see if I'm performing or not?
Yeah, I don't think it's a deception. I mean, is it? Would you see? Would you see this as a deception? I think it's a performance. You're right. Yeah, it's a performance.
I haven't got any bombs on.
Nope, he just used it.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
15. It's not enough. So Justin, yeah, you know something's off. Like, this is weird. Because you did beat it, I'm going to say you saw it when you kind of think back to when it changed or when it shifted. And I think you can see it when she looks at you in the eyes. Because you haven't necessarily stated, does she know? I think that's the most I can give you for it, I'm afraid.
Sorry, so just so I'm clear, what have I figured out?
You figured out that, like, you think that she might have, but I don't think it's you're able to read. She's figured me out. Do you know what I mean? It's not quite from that one bit of conversation. I don't think you would have figured that out. I think you're like, okay, I might need to be careful. She might be getting suspicious. That kind of stuff.
I think I think maybe there's been like a slight increase in tension of over the conversation. It sort of started very sort of buddy, very surface level and almost a bit high in the voice, and then like this moment starts to happen, and he's still sort of holding onto Oshi's hand, finishing off the last one. I think you should pick whatever outfit gives you the best, the most amount of movement for that bow arm. You don't want to miss. And he walks away, limping.
Oh my God, what's happened?
I think with that saying and the things that you know, I think you think that he knows that you know.
Love it, love it. I'm keeping up. I'm right there.
All right. Good. So we come outside, and I think, yeah, Hush, you don't have a kit or anything like that, do you? Do you have a disguise kit?
No, but his one blind eye, he's just brought his hand up to it, and he's going to cast minor illusion to then have a Xanathar eye over his blind eye.
Nice.
And because he's dressed in such like a really well tailored suit, it actually is covered up right up like to the neck. It's covered up like everything but his hands, where only a couple of like a rose tattoo and a dagger on the other one can only be seen. But the prominent tattoo is now here.
I think that kind of sticks for about a minute.
It does, yeah.
And then it disappears again, but you know you can do it now. Is that?
Yeah.
So when the time comes, you just need to bring your hand up. And I think if you do this, Rob, I'll know that you've done it. Do you know?
Great. Great.
It's a cantrip. You can spaff it as much as you like. Do you know what I mean? Yes.
I found an easy solution to this.
All right. So all of you are kind of now together. You all look different in different ways. As you kind of go out into the light. I'm going to ask you now, before we go to a break, is there anything you'd like to go to do? Any shopping? Any want to pick anything up? Great. Okay. We're lovely people at home. And to these lovely 4 wonderful players that we have here, Well done so far. This is a really exciting episode. I'm having lots and lots of fun. But I think we just need a little break before we continue on and get on with this adventure. So for those of you at home, I hope you're enjoying this. Do go get yourself a drink, get yourself a cup of tea, get yourself a gin, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes' time. If you're enjoying what you're seeing here and you're looking in the background, do give us a follow. We're very, very close to our follower goal. But also, if you are lurking in the background, we do have a exclamation lurk command, which will just let us know that you're watching. You don't have to engage in chat. We totally get it, but it's nice to know that you're in the background and you're watching. So do give us a little lurk command. We'd really appreciate it. But come back in 5 minutes and we'll see you then. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's feeling all righty and enjoyed their gin, the tea, or their beer, and doing which one you went for. Welcome back to a very tense session on here on Sabotage DM of Oshi's Revenge, episode 3. Just give me 1 second. Good. So we were just about to we've had a lot of revelations today. We've kind of found out a lot of little things about Hush and Trixie. That we've had some sort of story come through there, and we have found out that the kid is actually called Justin from the Castellantis School of Institute for Unfortunate Children, way back in season 1 of Waterdeep Morat's Tales of the Yawning Portal. If you do not know who that is, do go back on our YouTube channel, go check them out. And we've also will be releasing soon some recaps of that first season, so do check out for those. A bit of audio wonderfulness for you when it does arrive, and then you'll probably find out exactly who Justin is. But it is a very nice surprise. Well done, Dan, for keeping that up all of this time, and well done, Rob, for not ever saying who it was, because that must have been very difficult.
You knew.
It's so
Well, it's
good.
weird because I was talking to Joe a couple of weeks ago off stream when I was like going through the old episodes for the recaps, and I remember seeing a comment from Daz on like whether it was a Black Star Lane episode or like a late Yawning Portal episode, and just writing in like, "Oh, I really would like it if someone from the school came back at some point." I was like, soon, Daz.
Yeah, so that was for you. That's for you, Daz. We're going to give that to Chippy Daz. That was all a gift for you, my friend.
Chippy Daz.
Here goes. Yep. So, so we were just discussing then what was the plan going forward. So we started talking off stream, and actually it was like we should probably have this on screen. So you've been talking about a couple of different options. So of course you've got this gladiatorial fight, but you guys were talking about wanting to sneak in instead. So I think we kind of track back a little bit. So Trixie, you said you had some information about another way in.
So I'd found out about the possible way in through underground through a sewer, and possible stash of gunpowder on that route. That would be useful.
Yeah. So there is that way.
Yeah.
It's a bit longer, but I think that it would be a safer way going in, and then you can kind of sneak your way in and get into that crowd maybe, and then try and disappear. Might be a way of doing it. Rob, you were talking about another possibility.
Was I?
And I just put you on the spot.
What I just think that we should try and gather more information, listen to conversations. We know from the note that we found last time that it was signed off by Gnarl Zin Brandas. And yeah, I think that perhaps going in and being gladiators might be a death trap. And you know me, I love death traps. Love a good death trap. Love re-rolling characters, but as with all of them, I get really quickly attached to them. So
Now, a possibility occurs to me, which is the note that we found said to go and see Grinda Gorloth to get kitted out for the gladiator fight. So could we go and see Grinda and get some sweet weaponry, because we're totally going to go fight in the gladiator fight, potentially, and then just not and sneaking.
Or at least go there and get some info. Is this the Mistshore place?
That's Miss Shaw, yeah.
I have in my notes in a different color. It's in red.
That means danger.
Is that good or bad?
It says go search there. I don't know when I wrote it. I don't know why I wrote it, but it says.
Did you even write it?
It's what's important is it's written, and it's in red.
Do you own a red pen?
I got one of these.
Oh, they're the best.
Yep. All right. See, that's an option as well. So you've got the possible to mature, get some weapons, and then go figure out from there. Gabby, have you got any thoughts to add to this?
I think Oshi would like to get kitted out and then sneak and listen.
Yeah. All right. So should we ask the chat as well what they think we should do? Yeah, should we do that? All right, chat. So we've got two options then. One is get kitted out and fight in the gladiatorial fight. Get in that way, or get kitted out and sneak your way in, possibly through the sewers. All right. So do pop in the chat which you think they should do. Sewers or gladiators would probably be the two ways of kind of putting it. So we're just gonna keep talking. But I think I like the idea of being able to kind of get kitted out. It's an interesting one, and just get some good weaponry, get some stuff, get some treasure, because you never know what else you might find there. Is the other thing. Checking the Bible. Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah. You don't want to go there. It's possible. So we've got Red Panda Gamer says sewers. Jimmy Dan says arena fight from the sewers. Mama Thorpe says sneak in, so that's 2-1 on the sewers. We'll wait for a little bit longer and see what kind of pops up, and see if anybody else wants to pop anything in there. I haven't heard anything from High Five. What do you think we should do? Because I think you might be the deciding vote if you're still here. Actually, see who is here. Oh, Stuart hasn't said something yet, so maybe Stuart. Yeah, just tip us over the edge, and find out which one we're going to do. All right. So in the meantime, then either way, it looks like you go to Midshore. Either way, so I think maybe we should start there, and then we'll go from there. All right. Okay, so you go kind of deep, south west. Yeah. West. Go west towards Dock Ward. You go past what used to be the dragon's flagon. What's his name? Where old Baxter Baccarite used to play.
Skewered Dragon.
Skewered Dragon. Thank you very much. And you go kind of northwards past kind of like what would be the bad shit neighborhood, and then you go into the shittest neighborhood, and then you go 4 streets further, and you end up on this small dock that where there's literally just ramshackled. Oh, it's now 2-2 with gladiators and sewers. Thanks, Jessica. As you kind of come into these sort of old these shacks, the shacks are pretty much have like 4 pieces of wood to their name, pretty much. And then you see this kind of old ship, old pirate ship that has been beached, and inside it, through all of the cannon holes, you can see there's washing being hung out. As a whole community of people are now living on this broken beached the old beached pirate ship. Next to the kind of, as you're walking through, you can feel the eyes looking at you. It's not like they're not looking at you to rob you. They're looking at you because they're interested that there's Xanathars in walking down the road towards them. you can see there's a big fight kind of breaking out between like these women, and they're literally, they pull blades at each other and they're like going at it. And as soon as you kind of come around the corner, they kind of stop and kind of pause backwards and just let you walk past towards this probably the only decent looking building in the whole of Mitchell. And you see this old, like, it looks like it's like a trash building. There's like scraps of metal and like scraps of bits of pieces and old wheels and cogs, bits of wood. There's a barrel full of like pickled herring that's sort of like sat outside. And you can just see there's a sign that just says Grenders. Like that. It's aggressive. Grenders. Like that. And there's just an old rickety door that's sort of sat in between you. Inside, you can hear like coughing, real bad coughing, and then a spit. As you sort of, a clang, and then another clang, and then you hear like a thud. As you kind of like stood outside of this great building of Grenders. The four of you are stood.
Has anyone been here before? I have.
Oh, thank Christ. Go on.
This is where the Xanathars, they process all of their magic items when from raids or that they acquire along the way. It all comes through here. So chances are there'll be lots of things, but it'll also probably be very well guarded or locked away in like a safe or something.
Right. Well, they're expecting us.
Excuse me, are you in the queue? It's this like, you turn around and there's this huge ogre stood behind you. He's got like eye tattoos all the way up his arms.
Take a fucking step back from me, your breath stinks.
Oh, you can say, yeah, I'm in the queue. Can you wait? It'll do, won't it? And he sort of like stumbles back a bit. And doosh, doosh, doosh.
Better go inside then.
He looks to all of us.
All
So
right.
you creak the door open, and you just see this old woman, and she's there like sorting out nuts and bolts. Yeah, come in. Dunk, dong, thud, dong. What can I do for you?
We're fighting.
Hello.
Whatever you want at a time, yeah.
Hello. We're here for the gladiatorial contest. We were sent to get kitted out. Are you?
You got a letter?
Yes.
She like takes it, looks it. Smells like burning. Rolls it up. That's it.
And Hush lights a cigarette as if to indicate why it smells like burning.
She's like swallows it. Right, come on, me then. She's like stands up from her chair, and you can hear her knees clicking as she does. She's sort of like, for me. She sort of like waddles backwards as sort of like her whole body sort of does this. She kind of wanders through. The floorboards are creaking like you wouldn't believe. As you go back out towards the back room.
As they're walking, Trixie will whisper to Hush, perhaps it's better if you let me do the socialising on our behalf. You're not the
This is
friendly.
a place for Xanathars. You think they're going to be fucking sociable? Trying to blend in here, not be polite.
Come on in. And she sort of stands by this door. She opens this curtain. She sort of stands and waits for you to kind of go through. Big hush as you go in. You feel something like hits your butt.
It's not me.
So you kind of turn around. You just see it like that.
And he just kind of shakes his head a bit and carries on walking.
Well, there you go. And she kind of pulls back to this large table. You can hear there's a racket somewhere. From somewhere. Like, there's no other doors out of this room. However, you can hear other people. And she kind of pulls open a blanket that's over a table. And on the table there is just strewn with armor and weaponry. Alright, so we're going to find out what we got. So the first thing I'm going to do is quickly roll and see how many pieces of armor we have on the desk, on the table. Okay, so there's 3 pieces of armor, all of which are +1 armors. You can choose them if you're proficient in them. I'm happy for you to take them, but there's only 3 of them.
What armors are they? Are they like leather armors? Or are they plate
Yes.
armors?
So I think none of you are heavy armor people, are you? No. So yeah, I think they're all light, the leather, or like they're like padded, but they all seem to be glowing in some sort of aura.
Are there any that are a child size?
As soon as you go near them, they seem to like shrink and get bigger as people hold onto them, and like, yeah, all magic items shrink and grow depending on who actually has them. Right.
The kid goes over and grabs one of the sets of leather armor and like feels it shrink in their hand, and then just like totters over to Hush. Goes, here you go.
Keep it.
Okay.
So you got...
He turns back to the woman.
We're here for the fight. We came to get kitted out.
I know you have. You just told me that. See, if your his brain is sharp as those knees.
Nothing. It's just I had a letter to give you. So it's about getting kitted out. We're here for the fight.
And then she sort of changes slightly. She's like, "Do you want a cup of tea?"
My brain isn't
Come on.
quite.
And she goes and gets a chair. She kind of pops it down and sits you down. You've been in the guild long?
Too long. Too many hits to the head. My thoughts tend to get confuddled.
It's all right. You let Gwenda look after you. She sort of pats you on your knee. Her hand sort of stops for a second and then comes off. And you kind of sit down in the chair. The others sort of see that you're acting differently. Do they think? Yeah. I don't think
They definitely see it. Yeah.
And she kind of Gwenda leaves the room for a second to go get you a cup of tea.
Can I just ask, whereabout are we in? Just like a back room right now?
You're in a back room. There's no doors. There's no windows. There's just a table strewn with stuff, and you can hear voices.
Okay. And are there any like, in terms of like the walls and things, are there shelves? Are there like little boxes? Like it's drawers, things like that?
nothing in here except for a table.
Just the table.
Yeah, there is also a blanket underneath the table as well, like a rug.
Okay.
So who else is taking armor as well as she's off to go get this cup of tea? So Oshi, take it
Oshi
on.
goes and takes.
Yeah. So do you want to just add an extra 1 to your AC then?
Are there any
Hush.
candles in the room?
There's one that's sort of on the table, just giving light.
I think while they're getting the armor, the kid is going to rip off one of his fingernails, like the whole thing, and like quickly dip it in the candle wax and stick it underneath the table.
You notice as you try to pop it on, it just like falls off. You try to pop it in, it just falls off. It doesn't seem to stick.
Shit.
I'll try and like wedge it in a little bit of the wood or something underneath.
She comes back in rattling. There you go, darling. You have yourself a cup of tea.
We're here for the fight. Came to get kitted out.
Yeah, I can see your friends have got their armour on, but you haven't looked at the other items yet, have you?
Sorry, my thoughts get a bit confuddled. Too many hits to the head.
All right, there you go. So she kind of like picks up and she sees there's this shield. She goes like, maybe you should hold on to this then.
He takes it.
Oh, this is where all the armor is. Okay, gotcha. I understand now the writings of this module. Okay. All right. Ignore all of your AC stuff. We'll go with this. So we've got a sentient shield, a set of scale mail adamantine armor. Ooh.
That sounds good.
And then finally we have one more. Which, and we have a +1 weapon. Everyone's like,
Are we?
oh, hang on, and we get another one. We're gonna roll it on a different table. We've just been given another treasure roll, so I'm just gonna have a look and see where there's some
Hey,
really cool
Red
stuff.
Panda. Yeah.
Let's see
Thank you,
really
Red
cool
Panda.
stuff. All right, let's have a look at this one. Let's try this one.
Another plus.
Ooh,
What?
Ooh.
What is this?
A +2 Rod of the Pack Keeper. Unfortunately, it's not very useful to any of you, but it's there. Hugely wonderful piece of rare item, sort of sitting at the table. Could be hugely powerful to the right person. So the sentient shield. Should we go through the items, shall we? So you know what they do.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thanks. We're just window shopping right now. So
Yeah.
So let's have a look. So, I need to remember how to spell shield, and then that'll be good, wouldn't it? Okay, sentient shield, sentinel shield. No, is it sentinel shield or a sentient shield? What did I say it was?
Sentinel shield
Great.
came through on the roll.
Okay, so this is changes. Show the players. Well, holding the shield, you have advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks. The shield is emblazoned with a symbol of an eye. Look at that. It is on brand. So that's the Sentinel shield. The adamantine armor is a suit of armor reinforced with adamantine. One of the hardest substances to exist. Whilst wearing it, any critical hit against you is a normal hit.
Nice. That's medium armor, right?
Yeah, that is medium armor. But hey, it's strong. Packed. What was this last item? Packed of Rod of the Pack Keeper. Madness. Yeah, rare item. So you need to have it attuned with a warlock. But while holding this rod, you gain a +2 to spell attack rolls and to saving throw DCs of your warlock spells. In addition, you gain 1 warlock spell slot. As an action while holding this rod, you can't use it properly again until you finish a long rest. And the +1 weapon, I'm going to say, because you're all this, aren't you, really? Oh no, I'm going to make it a +1 longbow. There you go.
Welcome to the stealth archer build.
Actually, fuck it. I'm going to use the inspiration I was given by High Five Doug, and I'm going to roll it again. Another one.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick you out.
Thanks, High Five Dog.
Okay, let's go for that one again. I mean, those were mad, so I'll go with F again because like G was crazy. Oh, a broom of flying! Here we go.
But
Yes.
Very, very nice.
Cat, a flying broom. All we're missing is a witch.
So that's what you have. I'm going to give you. You're going to need to make a decision, otherwise you're going to lose these items. So, who wants what?
I don't know that there's much in there for me. Can I use the shield?
I think anyone can use the shield.
Okay. Well, I can't use the other armor. My AC is pretty shit, so I'll take the shield if other people don't want it. But I think everything else is up for grabs.
Good for me.
Okay.
I say the longbow should go to Oshi. Built for an archer.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, can you wear medium armor?
I can't.
Yeah,
But I already
Can't
do
wear
have
any.
a +1 weapon.
Can't wear any armor.
Could you use the shield then?
I could use the
you want
shield, but the broom of flying might be more advantageous to casting from a height.
Oh yeah, great. Take it. Do it.
All right. So I'll drop that into your character sheet for you. Trixie, I've just dropped that in your character sheet for you as well.
Yeah, thanks. I can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
My AC is not 13 anymore. Woohoo!
And Oshi, you're going to take this big old bow, is that right?
Yes, please.
Mhm.
I'm afraid the kid that doesn't leave you with very much, unfortunately.
That's okay. I'll just take them just in case.
Okay. There you go, mate. There's your longbow.
Now, I mean, if we were to, take the rod of the Pack Keeper and maybe switch the word warlock for sorcerer, seen as it was gifted to us by one of our, favorite people who also drew an amazing picture of little Ricks.
Then it would change the game entirely, really. Yeah, it would. Yeah.
That would.
Giant.
Yeah.
Instead I'll give you 2,000 gold pieces, but if you wanted to sell that, just saying. But never mind.
Sweet, cool, done.
Easy, easy.
You can leave it on the table if you wish. I mean, it's fine. Don't worry
No.
about
Oh no, I was going to take it anyway.
it. All right, so
I can
that's
beat someone to death with a suit of armor. It's fine.
So you want to take the Pack Keeper? I think the kid takes it then.
Yeah.
And the adamantine armor.
Yeah.
Just in case. Okay, great. So she comes in. She's like, "What? You right?" She kind of looks over her hush.
We came to get kitted out.
Get out for the gladiator. Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, it looks like you need something to eat. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. You Arflin.
Hmm.
Can you just move the table for us?
Yeah.
She pushed the table and she goes over to the rug, grabs hold of the corner of the rug, whips it open, and there's a trapdoor underneath the rug. She kind of pops her hand down, turns the handle, and opens it up, and then the noise comes out from underneath. As you hear the sound of people's voices and the smell of beef and like chicken and like roasted courgettes. You can smell like mashed turnips. You can smell gravy. You can even smell vegan jelly worms with like some sour things on top of it. It all kind of kicks through as you kind of like look down the steps as you all start making your way down. Hush, I think you're the last one to kind of go down the steps. And as you get down, it's like just this huge array of people, all of which have got eyes on them. So I'm going to ask for some performance checks, I think. But ask for some performance checks as you are right in the middle, like literally of the Viper's Nest right now. These are all Xanathar agents from across the city.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to say Trixie, and Hush, you both have bombs.
I'm gonna hope that my +8 performance will do me well and not use my bomb yet.
Ooh, risky
Let's see how
numbers.
this
I was
goes.
hoping. I was hoping the same thing.
Oh, there we go. Hey, I'm gonna put in with the old Philly 20 that comes through. Very, very, very nice. Okay, okay.
Buzz,
So I'm gonna say that cancels out one failure within your group. So everybody else want to do a performance check as you walk down these steps?
Yeah. I'll use a bomb then, just to almost secure a
Can I use
success on it.
on Hush instead?
Sorry.
Can I use my mastermind help action on Hush?
Yeah. Give me
Like got
advantage.
some, and just so go. Come on, Grandad, come down here. We're with the Xanathars now. You like the Xanathars? Let's sit you down and give him the help action.
Okay. Oshi, you've got advantage from Mama Thorpe.
Ooh,
25.
25.
Yeah. Okay, so at the moment we have got the two eldest of the party coming down like dons of a very large crime family. And so that's kind of the character scene that we've got set up at the moment. Okay, Oshi, can we get your performance roll, please? You do have a bomb if you want to
Can I
use
use
it.
my bomb, please?
Yeah, sure. 15?
50.
All right. I think that's enough. Yeah, because of as well with these two kind of hobbling through. And finally, Justin, if you'd like to make your performance roll, please.
18.
Nice. Okay.
Hey.
So I'm gonna allow this lead, like by Trixie and Hush. How do you come down these stairs to this group? Of course, everybody looks to see who's coming down the steps.
Do you want to go? Hush, are you?
I think you go first because I was one of the last to get down the steps.
Okay.
So I think you're the entrance.
So Trixie's well used to making an entrance to a room. So, like, trailing one hand down the banister and the other kind of elegantly out, like legs are crossing down the stairs. There's some sashaying going on.
Mm.
They know that, like, eyes in the room are turning to them and they're enjoying that. Mm.
Mhm. So you come down the step, you instantly see that the betting tables have already started by you coming down the stairs. It's like
And-
gold is starting to be passed around, and it's like silently like that.
Can I, like, use the vantage point on the stairs walking down to do, like, a scan of the room, looking for if there's, like, someone that looks like they're holding court or they're, like, the kind of big dog in the room?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry if that's offensive to you, Hush. Big cat in the room.
You look around. It doesn't seem like there is. There seems to be a bunch of like betting rings. Something that you do notice is that these lot don't look like fighters.
Mm-hmm. What do they look like?
They look like, your bog standard like bandits. Some of them look like quite noble actually.
Okay. Interesting.
But they don't look like fighters
Great.
at all.
Cool. It's all right. Trixie doesn't particularly either right now.
So you sort of like you stand across the room, and then of course behind them is Oshi. Oshi comes down. I'm going to give you all a chance to get down the stairs, and then we're going to go into what happens next. Okay.
Oshi, knowing that she might not be, knowing because like her people, like her guild were the ones that were killed, that she feels a little bit less confident, so she almost follows in Trixie's footsteps, but in a more understated way, and would almost be appearing the most I don't know if you can walk in a self-deprecated way, but the most like understated, trying to not be noticed that she probably ever has in her life.
Okay,
literally walking in Trixie's footsteps, as if Trixie may be her like mentor or something.
Okay, so with that 15, I think that you still look, when people look at everything like, oh, they look meek and mild, and someone goes, yeah, but they've got a blade under that coat, and they've got the way they're turning their feet, that's a twister. You can see that they've got like a ring finger, there's like a little slide on their finger here, I reckon their bow. Do you know what I mean? Like they're already analysing. Yeah, you're not quite hiding it well enough.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, and then behind them is, of course, Justin and Hush.
And I think Justin is doting on Hush, like playing like the perfect, almost sidekick slash PA kind of, not making him appear to sort of be frail or incapable, but very much almost like a tiny guard at the front, sort of coming down, scoping out, like making sure that they look, giving them the status as best they can.
Okay, and finally Hush.
The sound of like a metal cane hitting the wooden stairs, that like, and then the gentle feet of like very expensive leather shoes slowly going down those steps, taking his sweet ass time, and dressed to the nines, making sure that all of his rings are shown as well, really showing off wealth as he gets to the bottom step and steps onto the ground, reaching into his coat and pulling out a gold coin and handing it to Justin as by means of employment almost for this task of helping him down the stairs.
I think Trixie, you can hear. Do you know who that is? Do you know? Yeah. I heard that he did. I heard that family, you're like one of the biggest in Neverwinter. And I heard what do you mean Neverwinter? No. They're over from Baldur's Gate. No, they're not from Baldur's Gate. Do you know what I mean? It's like this rumour mill of like who this family is. As you sort of come in, you notice that everyone sort of like steps back slightly from you as you're sort of stood in the middle. As you kind of look around, and your eyes sort of like, you look forward and you see that there is this beautiful array of food and drink on the table, and they sort of like part the way for you to kind of get to the food. And you all kind of run up and you walk up, grab yourself a glass of wine, grab yourself some food, and you sort of take a sip and you put it down, and then you sort of stood there drinking and talking as you begin to kind of feel blurred slightly, as it's sort of like begins to feel a bit woozy a little bit. You feel somebody sort of catches you and sort of sits you down, and you can hear the laughter kind of going around you. As I think Hush, you see this guy kind of walking up towards you with a hood, and he just sort of like laughs and puts a hood over your head as you all start to have this hood over your heads, and you kind of drop out. You wake up and you feel the sound of the sea. You feel you're rocking on something. You hear the rowing sort of drop in. Sort of dragging you across. As you start to kind of come to, you start to hear that feels like it's echoing in some sort of large chamber, like a tunnel or something. And suddenly the boat hooks up against a piece of rock. An arm comes down and lightly takes your arm and lifts you up from your seat and brings you onto what feels like hard rock as you begin to walk. That clop, click, clop, click, clop, echoes through this tunnel. You hear something in the distance. As you come round a corner and you walk into what looks like a large arena. The chat decided for you guys. So, there we are. As you kind of come into a large arena, inside what you can see is there is a minotaur. Sorry, give me 1 second. There is a minotaur sort of like in the middle of the arena. And, sorry everybody at home, just gotta get, okay, there we are. In the middle of the arena, you can see that there is like a battle ensuing, and you're stood on what looks like, like basketball stoops. Do you know what I mean? Like steps that goes down to this dusted sand, blood-drenched floor. This circular building room is about 40 feet high, made of like stone and rocks kind of built up. To the southeast, you can see that there is like almost like a little stage. And on top of the stage, you can see there are 5 people standing. And then just behind them, you can see that there is a large beholder sat looking over the battle as it commences. As the fight continues, you can see that this woman sort of turns. I think, let's somebody do a perception check for me quickly. As you can see that this this minotaur slowly tries to slam against her. She rolls and turns and like gets out of the way of the fight. Let's wait for that perception. Anybody? Lovely.
Natural one.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see any markings on her. She turns and she's like pleading with the audience. Please, somebody help me. Please, I don't want to die in here. As the minotaur comes down and swings and slam, and it like cuts into her arm, and she kind of kneels backwards and sort of looks up. She pulls back the blade and begins to kind of launch forward, seeing that nobody's going forward to help them. As she kind of continues like waiting, and suddenly the blade comes in, kong, and hits her straight in the chest as she falls to the ground. As this minotaur stomps over and just brings the axe up. And there's a huge roar as the blood-soaked floor becomes wetter and redder. Suddenly the place goes a little quiet.
Oh, very, very, very good.
As his voice comes over from the side, you see what looks like a large ball with an eye. Each of the stalks have an eye on them themselves. So you see this very old and very large looking beholder, Xanathar.
Now what leader in all of Waterdeep would give such pleasures to those who are under them? You are all blessed to have me as your leader. So very blessed. None in Waterdeep could ever say.
As he reads his notes for me, he gets like a little card out and it has like a lot of his stuff on it.
Does anybody think that those scum of the Black Network would ever be able to afford such wonderful entertainment? Treats them half as well as I treat you all, even half? Do the Doom Raiders, even who organize these pits for people, know? Nobody knows the fighting pits like I do, believe me, but then again, no one can disintegrate fighters strike quite as fast as I can. He looks around. There's like a nervousness. That was a joke. And they all go, oh! Everybody even says so. No one in the history of Waterdeep has done what I have done for you all. And his face turns, and yet none of you are grateful. Silence hits across the room. Only Saigla understands. Only Saigla knows what it means that we have our own city watch captain all to ourselves. And it's like it starts to ring around. But soon we will be the ones doing the laughing, right? Unless it's me, in which case I'll be disintegrating instead of laughing. And he looks across and suddenly his face changes. You! So he looks up towards you. Yes, you! Gnome! This little gnome who's in front of you is like, yes, boss? You want my things, don't you? No, boss. You do, I can see it. You want my things. No, boss, no. You do, don't you? As one of his eyes comes up. Boom! And it's like white light spirals out, hits this little gnome, and the gnome sort of like burns from the inside out and falls into dust. See, you all got me very upset, haven't you? Haven't you? And suddenly you see this other dwarf kind of walk over. Oh, come on now, boss. Come on now. Let Archmeglo look after you. All right, I'm your mate. It's all right. Let's maybe go see Cycler, shall we? Let's go see Cycler, boss. We'll carry on with the fights. How's that? Oh, yes. I would like that, yes. So he sort of shimmers and disappears. All right, then. As this other, like, large elf dwarf kind of marches forward. Let's move on to the next round, then, shall we? Thank you, Oglock. Appreciate that. It's a big Minotaur's like huge, like, snorts kind of come out of his nose as he turns and like walks towards just underneath. As you watch him go underneath like the stands, and you see like a door kind of open up as he kind of goes in. Right, time for fight 2, methinks. So let's have a look. Who's it going to be? Ah! It looks as if our newest recruits have come through. So you better take your bets, I suppose. You 4. Yeah, you 4. You here to fight?
Yeah.
Well, come on then, come down.
Absolutely.
Let's give these lot a round of applause. They're all family, aren't they? Yeah, all right. It's like a roar of crowd sort of comes up. Right. As usual, as the gladiatorial games, if you make it through the 3 rounds, you'll be able to see and have an audience with our glorious boss. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And everyone's like, ooh. However, it is to the death. So if you lose, well, that is it, I suppose, isn't it? So please, take your places. So you kind of come down and you step into the arena. Just going to move you guys in.
as they're stepping in,
Mm.
Hush turns to Oshi.
This is not a time to doubt yourself. There are no rules to this fight. We must win by any cost. It's time to play dirty.
Mhm.
All right then.
Oh, can I do a thing as we're walking in as well?
Yeah, sure.
So as we're walking, Trixie will look to Hush and go, na 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 na, Hush, Hush, and give him bardic inspiration. And it's magical inspiration. So you now have a D8 that you can add to. You can also use it to add to your damage or healing for spells if you choose, rather than 2 attacks or
Sweet.
saves.
All righty.
Thank you.
So,
welcome.
as he says that, he says, "Right, here we go then. To the second fight of this wonderful, wonderful event. We return back to the arena up lock as the gates open up, as you see the Marseille Minotaur rush out, skid across the floor, and as it sort of foot scrapes across the floor, and also bringing in Groz. Sort of like the doors open up again, and this huge ogre sort of comes and steps out, picks his nose, wipes it on his chest, and goes and stands on the other side. And finally, champions from the last round, Chawo. And it's sort of like the crowd are like, ooh, as you see an Orog kind of walk in and stand next to you. So, I will ask you all, please, to roll initiative. All right.
Can I just check the rules, Joe? Did you say we've got to last 3 rounds or we've got to win?
You've got to win 3 rounds in order to get through. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's 1. Okay, unpop.
Oh, I didn't click anything to make it
Of
go in the
course you
thing.
didn't.
Sorry.
Fine, let's get
You want me
Charwall.
to do it? Click the thing and roll it, and then you can edit it. Is that
So
the easiest way?
Oh,
Oh, go on, Hush.
Yes.
It's going to fireball the entire fucking room.
Alrighty, so
We're
let's pop.
all gonna die.
So 18. Okay, so very, very nice. So I critted as well, which is quite fun. Okay, so we come up to the top as we go into the first round of this battle. Hush. Around you can see that these the Minotaur, the half ogre, and of course the Orog are all standing around you. The crowd are going nuts around you as you begin into the first part of the battle.
Muted.
Muted.
Sorry. Okay, I'm excited. Okay, we've got three enemies. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Hush is gonna come out the gate with okay. No, okay. I'm gonna do that because I think it's a good move. Okay. He's gonna spend he's gonna cast a spell. Good. Okay. How are we doing counter spell? Are we calling it on cast a spell, or do I have to say what the spell is?
We cast a spell. I mean, you could use it whenever you want to, really. To be honest.
I mean, more of it coming back to bite me
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. I'll just shout it
at any time.
anytime.
Okay. Okay. Fuck it. All right. Okay. I'm gonna cast blindness, deafness. I'm gonna use 3 sorcery points to twin spell it, and I'm gonna cast it on the two big boys.
Okay. What do you need?
I believe I need. I'll just swap it in. Let's see. Oh no, I only have to do 2 sorcery points. Apologies, 2 sorcery points.
Con save. Okay, so what's your
Con
DC?
save. It is 16.
All right, so we're going with the half ogre first. Ooh, he rolls a 50. Ooh.
Do we have any disadvantages to give you as well?
I got a disadvantage.
One.
Yeah, I got one there.
Was this worth sticking it down for this one, team?
Do it.
All right,
It's
disadvantage.
gonna be for the next one.
This has come through as GM. Okay, he rolls a 6. As the Minotaur also fails, so both of which are blinded and.
I'm gonna go for
deafened.
blind.
Blind. Both blind.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Fantastic. Okay, anything else you'd like to do?
I am then going to move 30 feet that way.
Great. Okay, and we go through to the kid.
Okay, so the kid seeing the it's an ogre in front, right?
Half
Half ogre, reeling round, looking very blind, reaches into his pocket, gets out a little eye of a newt and just squirts it in the direction of the half ogre, and it sort of, the squirt comes out and turns into like an inky black tendrily smoke as it wraps almost like a crown round its head as the kid casts Hex as a bonus action.
What do you need?
I think it just happens.
Okay. Do you want to
Let me just double check.
Yep, you do an extra 1d6 on target whenever you hit it with an attack. But you are now concentrating.
I am indeed. Target has advantage on disadvantage on ability checks made with that chosen ability. Okay, cool. I'm then going to.
So which chosen ability is it?
I'm going to say strength checks.
Strength. Great. Okay. Alrighty.
And then I'm going to back off, draw my short bow, and shoot with advantage as they're blind at the half ogre that I've just hexed. Short bow attack, 17 to hit.
Yeah, 17 hits.
17 hits, so that is for 25
Ooh, good luck.
plus 2 more with hex.
Lovely. Great. Anything else?
That is my action. That is my bonus action. Yep, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, so the Orog is going to it's going to march up to you, Trixie. It's going to come in with 2 great axe attacks. First one, okay, give me a second. So both that misses, so it comes in for a second. I just need to change the way this is rolling because it didn't roll the way I wanted it to. Hang on. Bit of a whisper. There we go. All right, so it goes in with the second attack against you. Oof. Misses, and it misses, and both of which misses as it sort of like stands in front of you. Alrighty, so that gives you back to Trixie to a chance to kind of respond.
Wait, what? Is it
Okay.
my turn now? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Cool. Right. I am going to. So I just want to check rules wise. I want to use my Mantle of Majesty as my bonus action. I'll put it in the thing. Pew, pew, pew. Is that coming up? There you go. So as a bonus action, I can cast command without expending a spell slot. So Trixie, like, their hair starts to change, like scrolling through colors, and their tattoos are scrolling through colors, and their eyes, and that will keep going for a minute. And I can cast command on one creature every turn. So I will start with this ogre next to me. Yes.
Okay, so what do you need?
Sorry, I'm just trying to read the things. Cast command as a bonus action on each creature. Charmed by you automatically fails at saving throw. Okay, so they're not charmed yet. Cool. So I shall cast command then. Beep, beep, beep. Sorry. My sheet is being super slow loading. Come on, roll 20. There we go. There we go. So we need...
You don't need anything. It's automatically... any creature charmed by you automatically fails saving throw.
Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. They're not charmed by me yet.
Okay,
Though,
cool.
right?
Wisdom saving throw from the half
Yeah.
ogre.
Yeah.
For 15, and we rolled a 17.
Boo!
They are not charmed, and you are now concentrating.
Yes.
Action.
Cool. And I will then stab him with my rapier.
Okay, cool. So you're going to go for the Charwolf. Okay, let's go in for attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and with the crit.
Hey!
Very, very nice. So let's see what you got. Lovely. So it comes in for 8
One half.
piercing. Lovely.
Thrilling.
Lovely. Okay, cool. Anything else you like to do?
No.
Okay, cool. So we go through to Oshi. So to Oshi, you've just seen your friend kind of bring their hair out big and large, and they're going for a stab. It's now your turn. What would you like to do?
So is everybody... So, hang on. Who did the kid attack? The big ogre.
Sorry?
Who did the kid attack? The big ogre?
Yeah, the half ogre.
Yeah, half ogre. Sorry, I got confused.
And
what you
who's... Okay. And who's the person that is next to Trixie?
meant. That is the Charwol, the Orog.
Right. Okay. Oshi's gonna fire her longbow off at the ogre.
Okay, okay. So let's see what you get.
This is going to be with sneak attack because it's advantage to your attacks.
Yep. So
Because it's
that
blind.
would be total of 17. Okay. Oh, this is looking good. Okay. Anything else you like to do?
And you see, that bit there.
Uh-huh.
That's not a door or anything, is it? It's just like the edge of the.
Or, Minnie, you could use your action to do have a look around, but at the moment it's a very large open arena.
Okay. Oshi's gonna move to. Here.
All right. Do you want to use your bonus to disengage?
What is there anyone who's engaging with me?
I've been rereading some rules and I've been playing disengage quite incorrectly.
Oh.
So, you'll be leaving the range of this person, therefore, it is technically seen as it would be an opportunity attack. So, if you want to use a bonus to disengage, you can do because you're a rogue. That is absolutely fine.
Yeah, the person next to Trixie.
Yeah, this guy here.
Yeah, cool. I'll disengage with them. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you can
Also, don't forget as well, you've got your feature stuff with the sneak attack. If you wanted to pass on any additional damage to anyone.
Oh yeah, the new thing.
Yeah, I just can only use it 3 times. So I'm trying to
saving
see.
it. Yeah.
Cool.
Good idea. You've got a lot of battles ahead of you yet. All right, cool. So we am through to Groz. Groz is sort of going to move wildly. So I'm going to roll a d8 and see where he goes. I'll roll a d4, makes it a bit easier. So if it's 1, it's north. Okay, so he's going to go to this way. And he goes to swing. And as he swings, essentially, I think I'm going to see if he hits. Because if he hits, he's probably going to be killed. Okay. Battle axe one-handed with disadvantage. Yeah, he hits.
It's gonna be killed.
So he turns around and he slams into this henchman, and this henchman just literally jumps on him as you see this guy like stab this ogre about 20 times in the throat, standing on his chest, and as the thing falls to the ground and lands, he then puts that killing blow in, wipes off the blade, then goes and stands back on his thing. The crowd go nuts. They fucking love this. This is brilliant. So the half orc dies. So we've gone through to Ompek. So I'm going to do the same as Ompek, the Minotaur. 1d4. The direction he goes. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. He's going to come to here. He's going to try and attack with disadvantage against Trixie. Oh, it's going to attack recklessly. This comes in with the attack.
It's been nice knowing you guys. I've had a great time.
Oh, it's hit you with
Start my
9
new character
slashing
sheet now.
damage. 9 slashing damage.
9.
Yep. And then I'm going to do an extra 2d8 for the rushing. Wow. Oh. And could you do a strength saving throw, please? So it's another 8.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. So 9 damage and then 8 damage.
Yep.
So 17.
17.
Great. I've got 5 whole hit points left, guys. It's very exciting.
My God.
And then can you do a strength save as well to see if you get knocked prone?
Great. And my -1 strength. That's going to go really well. Oh, that's all right.
Fine. You do not get
Okay.
knocked prone, so this is good.
Excellent.
Might just going to see if he can get past this
Wish we'd bought a cleric.
blindness. Nope, he is still blind. As we go through round 2, hush.
Okay. My internet is being kind of dodged right now. So what I would like to do is I think it's, okay. I'm going to do Frostbite cantrip on one beside Trixie.
Which one? There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them. Okay. I'm still catching up. On the left, the one who's not blind.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for the damage, but hopefully for the disadvantage on the next attack.
Yeah. Okay, what do you need?
So I'll just go see if it hits first of all. Oh no, it's a DC, so I need DC 16 con save.
Con save. Comes in with the roll, and it rolls a 15, so it misses. So yours, it happens. So what do you get? It's chill touch, so that's disadvantage on attacks and half speed, is it? Or -10 speed?
So it's disadvantage on the next weapon roll attack it makes before the end of its next turn.
Great.
And it's 6 cold damage as well.
6 cold damage, great. Lovely. Anything else, Hush?
How high is the arena around, like the walls?
40 feet.
40 feet. Okay. I would like to, and you'll know this well from a previous Tabaxi Joe, who has cat claws, which gives me a 20-foot climbing speed, combined with a feline agility, allowing me a 40-foot climbing speed. Can I make it to the top of that wall?
Whereabouts you climb? Oh, you're stood next to the stoop at the moment. Like, these aren't walls; these are like steps that go down where everybody's watching you from.
Oh, so they're just freely accessible without climbing.
Yeah, but see, if you want to try and turn and run up those steps, you can do.
Nah, their fucking guards are gonna kick me back in. No, instead, I would like to use my feline agility to get down to here instead.
Right, cool. Lovely. All right, we're through to the
And
kid.
that's me done.
Lovely. So the kid, you just seen this kind of like ice go kind of cross from your friend, and then he's like darted across the room like faster than you've ever seen him run before.
Wow. It's woken up. Okay. I am going to. I'm gonna come running forward into. Would this give me a flank?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it
mean,
doesn't.
doesn't matter anyway.
It's
you've got
advantage anyway, doesn't it? I will use my bonus action to zip my hex over to this creature. And then I will attack with my +1 rapier.
I'm gonna hang on. No, the spell ends. Oh no, you can use a bonus action to turn it into a new creature. Yep. Okay, great. That's fine. Yep. All right. So you
Lovely.
need anything from me? Nope. Okay. So
I'm just gonna I'm just stab my rapier into their Achilles. 17 to hit.
oh, it does not hit.
Okay. And bonus action, and then I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna sort of peer through the Minotaur's legs and say, "We're gonna get you out of here, Trixie."
Alrighty, as we get through to the Charwall. Charwall's gonna do what Charwall does, and he's gonna come in for an attack. Right, and he comes in with the great axe. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, Trixie. 2 great axe. First one.
First attack will be disadvantage 10
Okay, that's it.
because of the
Second one.
frostbite.
Yeah. Second one comes in.
We got a
18.
disadvantage to give you on that, Joe.
Nope. So 18. So that's for 16 slashing damage, Trixie.
Yeah, I'm well down. So down. So far down.
Yeah. So then this one's going to move in front of Oshi. So let's just mark you off so that we know what's going on. Okay. Can we get a death saving throw, please, Trixie?
We shall. One sec. Nope.
Nope. So that's a fail on your first death saving throw. As we move through to Oshi, you've now got an orc right in front of you.
Oshi is going to disengage and move. Wait. How much is my movement? Hang on.
Let's have a look. So you were there. So
Hang on. 30. Wait. So she's going to move to. She's actually going to move to here after disengaging, and then she's going to fire off her longbow at the one just next before, who was next to her before.
Okay, at the orc. Yep, sure.
20.
hits.
Yeah.
Yep, for
24.
Very nice. As this slams into their breastplate, just in the right chink and hits them very, very hard. Anything else you'd like to do? Or you can't really use any bonuses. Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm all good, thank you.
Okay, so Groz is dead because he got murdered by his own boss. And Umpok, who has kind of going to do a... senses that you're around. So he's going to do a swing. His great axe. He's going to go recklessly. So he swings his great axe towards you, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
is that a crit coming?
Oh, that is a big crit. Oh, on the stream as well, the dice rolled really slowly onto the 20.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, thanks, Philly. Okay, so that you'll take a 39 slashing damage from this Minotaur.
Oh.
Wow, and now he's going to try and become non-blind. 13, he's still blind. Alright. Have I missed anybody off? No. Okay.
Getting some mileage out of that spell.
Yep, as we come back round to Hush.
Okay, Hush is going to... What's the best use of my actions here? Okay, I think I'm just going to go for another blindness, but on the other lad.
Okay. Can I just double check something?
No chance I can uncanny dodge that, is there, Joe?
Yeah, it's too fast.
Forgot I had that.
It's all gone
Yeah,
way
fair.
past it. So... If you... Where's the blindness? Because it's another spell, right?
Separate spell. It's not concentration, so I can.
Yeah, you can do it.
I think just
Absolutely.
keep lashing them up.
Yep. So against the Orog. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Ooh, and he is saved.
He's grand. Okay. Can I do spell on a cantrip? Are we ruling that one?
So bonus actions.
Oh yeah, that old chestnut.
That old like fundamentals.
I don't play by the rules. I'm a rule breaker. I'm the house of the D&D world. That's me. I think that's me.
All right, cool. So come through to the kid. Just been hurt bad.
Yeah. So just so I remember correctly, taking a potion yourself, free action. Feeding someone a potion, bonus action or action?
I'm gonna say it's an action to feed somebody else because it takes time. It takes a lot of time to feed somebody else a potion.
Okay, cool. So gonna move here. 5, 10, 15. Gonna swig a greater healing potion, which is 4d4 plus 4. So 16 back.
Nice.
Oh no, not minus. Don't want to do that. Turning Siri on. All sorts of shit's happening. Shut up, Siri. And then as my free action, gonna feed a potion of healing to Trixie.
So,
Thanks.
Hang on. He said the free action was to drink it. An action was
Sorry,
to feed it. Somebody
free
else.
action to drink it. Action to. I got distracted by Siri. Action feed Trixie a potion. For 9 points
Okay,
of healing.
9, thank you.
back.
And then I'm gonna, as my bonus action, I'm gonna disengage, and I'm gonna use my last 15 feet of movement to run like fuck. And that's my turn.
Great.
Oh,
Okay.
hang on,
Right.
one moment, hold please. I am no longer concentrating on hex. It's gone.
Oh, thank you. So we're gonna go with Charwell. Yeah, fuck it. All right, so Charwell's gonna come up to here. Gonna attack. Oh, bonus actually move up to speed. Okay, right, let's go in with that then. So he comes in with some attacks. Oh, wrong one again. On Oshi. 17 to hit. Is that a hit, Oshi?
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, but it hits though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you take 8 slashing damage instead, because the uncanny dodge, and the second one comes in. It decides to roll. Oh, that's a crit. So it comes in for another 12 slashing damage as it hits you as well. So a total of 20 damage. He's then, yeah, I think that's all he's going to do now. I think, yeah. Alrighty, as we come back round to. Oh, where's... Oh, hush. What? What's going
To
on?
me.
To you, yes. So I got confused because I think it's Umpec that I keep thinking is the end of the round. Okay, so
Cool.
your eyes are open. You are prone at the moment.
I'm up.
So
Okay.
use half of your movement to stand up if you wanted to.
I'm going to
And you have 9
Cast.
hit points. There we go.
I'm going to cast Thunderwave.
Very, very nice.
That is in chat.
So we need a con save.
Yes.
Oh,
Now,
it's
can I
saved.
use Silvery Barbs as my reaction?
Oh!
You can't. Thunder Wave is a cantrip or a spell.
Well,
Is Thunder Wave a cantrip or a spell?
it's a spell.
Give me a sec. 'Cause
But then,
I want to double check.
can I-
This
Could I then,
because-
as a reaction, only use Silvery Barbs if in that round I hadn't cast a spell?
I don't know
Because
I've
I'm
never
using it as a
hang on,
reaction,
hang on,
not an action on my turn, right?
Laura, give me a second. I'm just trying to think
Okay.
of it, if it actually works. Because Silvery Barbs is so brand new, it is so hard to figure
Yeah.
out what precedent is. So, you're using your reaction to cast a
Yeah.
Silvery Barbs. That's fine. You've got no reactions now for the round. Is
Yeah.
that cool? Great.
Is that okay? Cool.
Yeah, I
Grand.
think so. It's interesting. I just never seen a reaction being used in the middle of your go.
Yeah.
But you can.
But then, like, uncanny dodges. Yeah. Totally. No, that wouldn't be. Never mind. Yes.
No, give me a second. I know that we are running over, so I want to try and figure this out as fast as I can.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. We're going to overtime.
Yeah, I have to finish fairly soon because I've got a very, very early start in the morning. Can Silvery Barbs be used on your own turn? What?
Night, Daz. Night, Daz. Daz is off to bed.
Night, Daz.
However, if you have cast an action spell of a level 1 or higher, which you're normally doing. That's so confusing. It's too confusing.
The D20.
Yeah, roll a d20.
Okay.
I'm going to say between you and I, Laura, I need warning. If you're going to think about these ideas. All right, I'm going to say it doesn't. It's not going to work. Say.
Okay. All right. Fair.
However, we will need an extra con save for the person beside Oshi because it's within the 15-foot cube of Thunderwave.
That was a 15-foot. Okay, cool.
Mm.
Therefore, I also need it. Oh, that was
Oh,
so
I've counted.
close.
I've done the counting.
Yeah, sure. We'll get Charles to do one as well. It's a con save, is it? Yeah.
Aye.
That one fails, so they get hit by it. So
Yay.
what have you got?
Okay. Hold on. I'm doing the thing. Casting at level 1. And there we go, 7.
Lovely. So take 7 off. Great.
Yeah, and
You
they're
get moved
pushed
10 feet.
10 feet away from me.
So he gets
Oh,
pushed
good for
10 feet.
Oshi.
Great. Anything else?
I'm really annoyed it didn't work to get me out of here because I'm still in the.
It's such a brand new spell. I'm still not sure.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah.
mechanics.
No,
It's a very,
this
very
was my like
difficult
grand
call.
plan. I was like, how the fuck do I get away from this Minotaur? Cool. Well, I'm gonna run and risk an attack of opportunity because, yeah,
Okay, this is a normal.
Time
so
to
what-
do it while he's blind.
yeah.
it is a
Do you want to
normal
roll that first?
Huh? What was what?
Do you want to roll the attack of opportunity before I move?
Yeah. You're moving
yeah.
anyway. You don't get stopped or anything. So
Yeah.
it misses.
Oh,
As it
okay.
sinks through.
Yeah, but I mean, if I go down with my 9 hit points,
Oh,
no,
we'll
won't
figure
move.
that out later. No, so you move.
Okay. Cool. So I use half my movement to get out, and then I'll go over here.
Okay. So you swing round to Oshi Sota.
The person was just pushed 10 feet away from me.
Mhm.
So I don't need to do a disengage, do I?
No, you're out of that range.
Cool, thank you. I'm going to move to 5, 10, 15, 20 to here. Fire off a longbow at that person that I just ran. I just moved slowly with no fear away from
Yeah, go for it.
with my longbow. 23.
It hits, and what does that look like?
So as she saunters away from him, then she almost like she just pings one off, and as she as the bow flies through the air, this person he hears the like death wails of other people that seem to be like in his very being, and as the arrow goes through his forehead, his kind of skin peels off backwards as these like souls come out and envelop his face, and all his skin falls, and it's just his like the bones and sinew that are left that just kind of like spin a little bit and then fall backwards onto its own cushion of skin.
Mm-hmm. Are you using anything to take any proficiencies, like heavy armor?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Do you now have proficiency in heavy armor?
Thank you. And his
Okay.
soul's in my
Stick on that adamantium.
But you have now lost your torture tools proficiency, unfortunately. Great. The trouble is down. Okay. So go through to Unpuck. Unpuck is going to figure out where they're going. Northwards. Okay. And he's going to swing out.
Oh, what's another crit?
24.
Oh.
He hits a guy in the stand. The crowd love it. Like, he just completely like murderizes this thing. And he is going to do his con save. Oh, he's still blind, my friends. Okay,
Great.
hush. We've got a -1 left.
You're muted.
I didn't want you to hear what I was saying. I'm going to go for. I think I'm just going to throw in a frostbite. Why not?
Okay.
Get disadvantage on the next weapon attack. DC of 16, please.
Oh, there's a disadvantage on the next
Yes.
attack. Very, very nice.
Right. So even with reckless, that's a. How would that? We'll figure it out when we come to it.
It would go. Oh,
Because it's disadvantage now.
it would be disadvantage.
Oh yeah, because disadvantage turn to advantage, turn to disadvantage. Great. Perfect. Okay, cool. And I think that's me.
Okay. Oh, well, that reminds me, I need to take your concentration off for your. There we go. Okay, so we're through to the kid.
Kid's gonna back up into this corner over here. He's gonna brace himself with a longbow. Straight over at the Minotaur.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, short bow. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Amazing. For 21 damage.
21. Very, very nice. Anything else to do?
Yes. He's gonna shout over. Hang on. I- 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, I'm gonna move my last 5 feet of movement up to here, and I'm going to whisper through to Trixie, going, "Come on, I need you," and shout out and give the help action at 30 feet, so advantage on things.
Cool. How's your bonus? Okay, as we go through to Trixie. Hello? Oh, you're
You're
muted.
muted.
Right. Let's do what's gonna be fun. Right. I'm gonna do Thunderwave again. Am I close enough? Am I 15 feet? No. So I'm gonna move to here. and cast Thunderwave.
Okay, what do you need?
I need con save, please.
Okay, lovely. Okay, and con save. Here we go. Oh, it's a fail, so it hits for 11 thunder damage.
Woo.
Very, very nice. Anything else to do?
Yes. For my bonus action, I'm gonna turn to the kid and be like, thanks, kid. I've always liked you, and I will give the kid bardic inspiration, which is also magical inspiration. You can have that for your next.
Anything else you have to do?
And I'm going to. How far did I move? I'm going to move back over here. I think I've got about that far.
Okay, great. So
away. Oh, so the Minotaur's also pushed 10 feet away from me, from that Thunderwave.
Okay, I'm going to go to there. I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to go 5 feet because it's into the stance, and that's not part of this battle. Okay, Oshi.
Oshi's going to go longbow to the... is it the Minotaur that's left? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, 17.
17 hits for
18.
Oof, very, very nice. As the arrow kind of goes through and chings off the stone of the Minotaur, what would you like to do? Anything else?
That's all, thank you.
That's all? You don't want to do a bonus? No, you don't want to run around, do a bit of
Move.
Move.
I'll save it.
Move.
Okay. So we ran to Umpok. Umpok's going to do another one of his old where the hell am I running to? Okay, he's going to stay still exactly where he is and go for a swing. With disadvantage. Thanks, Rob. Ooh. Yeah, 15. He takes out another guy in the stands. And then he's going to do his card check. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, he is now no longer blind.
Ooh.
Comes through back to Hush. He's going to put blindness.
Okay. No, I think I'm gonna have to save it. I'm gonna throw out a chromatic orb,
Nice.
and see if I can hurt this fudge cake.
Oh no, unfortunately
15,
not.
I'm guessing doesn't hit.
Does not hit.
Okay.
I'm afraid. Anything else?
All right, that's me.
Okay, cool. Through to the kid.
The kid's going to lean against this end, bonus action, steady aim, and use my magical inspiration if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Oh no, it does not hit. So you want to roll your plus 7, and it hits as it comes in with the bardic inspiration.
Sick. Okay, so that is for 22 damage.
Ooh, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Ooh, wrong number. Sorry. Very, very nice. Anything? Oh, that's your bonus. Now you can't move. Okay, great. Okay, as you come through, back down to Trixie.
Okay. I'm going to cast. Really didn't take a lot of attacking spells. This is not. I thought we'd be charming our way in everywhere. I'm going to. Oh God, sorry. Roll20's just crashed on me. It's fun. I'm going to cast Xanathar's Mischief.
Okay. So we get some conditions, isn't it? It's like a D8 or something.
Yeah, I'm just putting it in the chat. I'm doing it because it's fun, not because I think it will be effective.
So, yep. Do you want to roll a D4 and see what comes up?
Will do.
Come on,
Chaos
Bree.
time, kids. It's
Come
chaos
on,
time.
Bree.
Come on, Roll20, work with me. Here we go.
Oh, 2. Bouquets of flowers appear all around each creature.
Oh no, it's
Is it
already
blind?
blinded.
It's blind again.
Oh,
It's
it's blind
definitely
again.
from
Oh,
deck
stop,
save.
stop being blinded. Okay,
Unless you guys want this deck save. So
how
let's have a look at
dexy do we think the
save.
Minotaur is?
Not very
Not very.
dexy.
Over 16. Oh no!
Hey!
Oh, that's what we want. Blind again.
Okay,
Get your hit
blind
in now.
again.
Very,
Great.
nice. Until the start of your next turn. Very, very nice. Okay, so it goes blind.
Great. Lovely. And then as my bonus action, I will turn to Oshi and say, "Oh, she child of mine," and give her bardic inspiration
Very,
with-
very nice.
with magic.
As we go through to
have
Oshi
it.
Sota, so you've just been
Right.
sung at. You have full of inspiration.
Thank you.
Is sorry, because my thing reloaded. Is he blind again?
He is
Yes.
blind, yeah.
Safe. I'm gonna longbow him.
Yeah, it's 24 hits.
Great for
Oh.
20.
Oh, it's so close. So close. Not quite enough, unless there's anything else you have that might boost up the power a bit.
Add the bardic onto it. Add the bardic onto it.
Could you
I
add it
don't
onto
do that.
damage?
I think only if you're a law bard.
Only magic damage, I think.
But she
Oh,
thinks
sweet.
she's really magical as a person. No, that probably won't work. That's all for now.
Okay. So Mpuck is blinded. He's going to go for a bit of a run around, see where he goes. D4. Just hope it's not free. 4. So he's going to go this way and just sort of stop there. You can't get out of this blindness. He is blind, and that. So go for a swing. Why not? Just take out some more of these dudes. You're probably going to have to fight anyway at some point. Oh
Knock him
no,
down.
40's not.
Knock him
40's not
down.
enough. It doesn't take this guy out. Right, as we come back through to Hush.
Okay,
Hush.
Hush is going to go in for a chill touch this time. So Kablamo, I think it's another DC. Oh no, it's a crit. Bye-bye.
What it is.
So tell me what that looks like, please.
With just a final bit of necrotic damage. Hush's blind eye glows a cold blue as along the ground ice begins to form from beneath his feet. And then just up from the blinded Minotaur, a hand raises, a cold skeletal icy Pirates of the Caribbean hand, as it just freezes his face over entirely as his skin begins to crack and shatters. As the only things that are left are the horns, and then just what was a face now kind of skeletal and skull-like underneath.
Oof, very, very, very nice. So as you kind of like take down this Minotaur, you get suddenly there's a voice sort of comes up, and so the crowd go absolutely crazy as you kind of take out this first round of attacks. As you see this drow kind of move forward, this Luskan kind of step out into the arena, and he's like, "Oh, absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic, so good, so very, very good. So you're now going to have yourself a little rest. So you can run around, you can do what you like, but make sure you're back here in 30 minutes time as we come through for your second round of this attack, and hopefully you will beat the second round and then go on to the third round, in which you'll be able to see our illustrious leader, the great boss himself, that is Xanathar. My name, sorry, I forgot his name. My name is Noel. It's lovely to meet you. You're wonderful people. So please, let's go get some drinks. Oi, should we go get some drinks? And everyone's like, yeah, let's get some beer. And it's like, wonderful, wonderful. Let's see you in a little while. As the kind of the scene sort of like, see you guys sort of stood there, Trixie is like wounded. The boy seems to be sort of like, or the kids, Justin, the Justin, not the kid, Justin, is
I like
sort of
the kid.
leaning against the wall, as the two as we see Oshi and actually the only person who isn't injured, isn't it, is Oshi and Hush, as they stand proud, as I think Hush just sort of wipes the stuff off of his things, like wipes the back of his trousers with his shoe to shine the polish. As you can see, the people have started to move away. You notice that there are 2 exits up the breaches. One is to the south here, and one is up towards the north, as you decide which direction you would like to go next time we come back for Oshi's Oshi's Revenge. Well done, you guys. You did really, really well in your first attacks. Honestly thought that you were going to have a bit more struggle with that, but you know, you guys always surprise me. It's just always nice. I'm going to do some more research on silvery barbs and figure out what the hell that whole thing would be. I hate that spell. I'm not going to get rid of it. I refuse to remove it from my games because it is a published spell, and I don't believe in cancelling things that are published spells. However, it's been lovely to see that Justin is now joining into the game. It is lovely to see the story. Finally, the Hush and Trixie story is starting to kind of come out. And of course, we've got an extremely paranoid Oshi Sota. And here at Waterdeep Morats, it's the first time that you have truly met one of the big bads of this whole adventure. So I'm very, very glad you saw. So I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself today on the chat. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself in the game. Looks like it.
Been great.
Yeah, very, very nice. So next week we'll return for a little bit of Cinder Wastes, our other second part side quest of Waterdeep Morats Dragon Heist, which is of course Cinder Waste, and this one Oshi's Revenge. So come and join us then for 7 o'clock on Monday. I think we should do a little bit of a raid before we go. There's a lovely group called Roll for Seduction. They are all tiefling party. They are wonderful. LGBT. Can't speak. Somebody speak for me.
LGBT.
Q plus friendly site. I really love them. They're fantastic. So I think we should go and raid them. So I'm going to go and get that sorted. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Please give us a follow if you liked it. Give us a subscribe if you're on YouTube, or give us a like on Facebook if you're watching it from there also. Anything else anybody wants to say before we pop off? No? No, alrighty. Well, thank you very much. This has been Sabotage DM, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And we'll see you guys next time. See you later. Okay, bye.